It's the reach for relevance, because like Lil Pump was like having a run, so it's like I get it, like he's the
hop on the wave guy. Type shit.
TikToks of that scene, so I'm like, all right, I'm
so
moving
now you
to
catch
it.
yourself.
I'm like, all right, I'm you know what I'm saying.
That's
so
why
it's like,
you got a good ear, because you know why that shit works when you hear it.
Exactly.
Like even if you know that it's bullshit, you'll be like, okay, but I get why this works.
Exactly.
Get it to the people who can actually see that shit and make a difference. So I don't knock nobody who do it, because it's like you just trying to get somebody's eyes on your shit. Because it's like if it's 1,000 motherfuckers out here and it's like maybe you working your ass off, but you not a super popular person. To mention, you not hers, but you gon' tell it different. You've got plenty girls, so many girls, you love them all. 2 a.m. You was telling me you with your friends. Well, boy, that's cool, cause me, I just crept in. I ain't crying over you. I got too much shit to do. Cause we ain't had no cable, yeah. Cause we ain't had no cable, yeah. Look, bottom of the bottom, but I made it out. Really known cause I'm that bitch that's chasing.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get this episode started, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by Fine Touch Painting. Big shout out to my guy Beto Esqueda. He's been rocking with the Half Court Podcast movement from the jump, man. Believed in the movement, believed in the vision, and said, hey, I would like to sponsor you guys. So thank you, Beto, for that. Now back to Fine Touch Painting. When it comes to your residence or business looking clean and spiffy, the Fine Touch Painting crew are your go-to guys. You name it, they paint it. You can count on their professional services such as interior, exterior, sheetrock repair, complete power wash, full finishes, and much more. Now, if you have any future projects or you're working on a current project and you would like a free estimate, make sure to contact Beto at 405-905-1466. Again, that number is 405-905-1466. Fine Touch Painting, ladies and gentlemen. Also, today's episode is brought to you by Supreme Barbering in Midtown. Big shout out to my guy Della Tapes, who's been believing in the movement since day one. Supreme Barbering in Midtown, they're going to get you right. Now, if you're looking for that razzle dazzle, that splat, those are the guys to go to. You can count on 6 professional licensed barber to get you right. It's simple. Give them a call. Schedule your appointment. The phone number is 405-601-7087. Again, that number is 405-601-7087. Now, if you don't want to call and you want, I'm just going to show up. You can also. You can. The address is 1705 North Broadway Avenue. Hit them up. They're open from Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Supreme Barbering to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a new wave of entertainment in Oklahoma City. If you guys haven't heard, you're about to hear it here on the Half Court Podcast. During this pandemic, you might find yourself a little bored, not knowing what to do. So you can head on down there to Q Palace and they'll entertain you. They got music, they got billiards, and that's pool, just, making it sound nice and fancy for you guys. They got tournaments, so if you want to make some little money and show out your skills of pool, you can go in there and get you some money. Entertainment. So go ahead and follow them on social media. They will keep you updated with all the events they have going on. And their hours are super flexible, so you can be there from 11 in the morning to 2 in the morning if you'd like. Those are the hours. Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. So they got the liquor, they got the pool, they got the music. Follow them on social media so you can keep up with all their updates and events. So if you guys want to call in just to see how things are going or whatever before you pull up, you can call them at 405-636-1102. And their address is 940 Southwest 59th. And that's Oklahoma City right there on 59th Southwest. You can't miss it. So for all my Southwest babies that need entertainment, head down to the Q Palace because they got it popping over there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. What is Gucci Manucci's? Welcome to the Half Court Podcast. I'm Darwin. We got AV behind the camera, and today we got a female artist. She just released an album. It's called
In the meantime,
you know what I'm saying? See, I got the brain fart, but we got KO in the building.
Yeah.
KO got that album, which we listened to it, and it was fire. So, man, I want to say thank you for taking the time. You know, I know the whole scheduling has been messed up, especially with the snowstorm. We had to reschedule everybody, but we appreciate you for taking the time, man.
No, I'm grateful to be here. Y'all got a fire-ass setup. I'm honored to be a part of it.
I appreciate that. And you got your manager in the background, Xavier, right?
Shout out to X.
See, I'm getting better. I'm getting better with the names, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, so let's start with the album, right?
Yeah.
This is about like 2-3 weeks now since you released it?
Yeah.
Okay. And it has some pretty good features. So talk to us about the process of this album and how it came about.
My objective with In the Meantime, I wanted to do something that was more of a collaborative effort for like all the artists in the city who I wanted to work with. You know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to like, going forward, I wanted to bring like a certain level of exclusivity to myself. You know what I'm saying? So like all the features I wanted to do, I wanted to get them out. So I was like, why not just get everybody in one shebang instead of like throwing them all over the place?
Yeah, and there's a lot of songs. Like, what is it like?
17?
17?
We did 17,
like,
yeah.
To put all those songs together one by one, like, and try to focus like all your energy to make sure it's a masterpiece, that's got to be like some talent right there, you know?
No, thank you.
So,
I mean, I wanted to try to bring the artist into my world and then do something, I guess. With me, I'm a person who, whenever I hear your music, you know what I'm saying, I always try to like embody it. Like I want to do something that's in your lane. Whenever you hear it, you like, I can do what you're doing on this. You know what I'm saying? It kind of feels like what I do. You know what I'm saying? So some of the records were kind of like that. Some of them were like real experimental, like the Save Me record for Barbie. Like I liked it. She sang on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with it heavy. So you know, it was just different vibes for different songs, like for different people and the way that they do their art. I kind of try to step into their world and bring them into mine and see what we can make together. But yeah, overall as a collective, it was a collaborative effort. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful to all the artists who took the time to get the verses back in a timely manner, like. Cause you know you can't even guarantee shit like that these days. Yeah. So yeah.
How do you guys do that? Like, is that just all through emails and like?
Yeah, for me it was. This go round, I went through and got the hooks and the verses together, and then just started sending them out like one by one to each artist, and you know trying to get them back in. And fortunately, they all started rolling back in like that. Like JB's, I got JB's back the same day, and that just blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, you know, like they really gonna fuck with it. People who I know got other shit going on, like. But yeah, they came through. Every single artist that I asked for, damn near.
So they pretty much record. You send them the beat, they record it and then send it to you.
I send them the it's the beat, my verse, and my hook, and I send it to them like that, and then they fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying?
So
So do you guys have to be using like the same software and shit? That's what I'm over here thinking about.
No, not really. Like when you send the stems, it's like, well, the way that I did it, all of the songs I originally created myself, so I could send them an MP3, and then they could just put it into whatever program they work in, and then send the verse back like that. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So from the moment you started this album, how long did it take you to like start it and then
release it?
I was working on like 3 albums at the time. So like all the albums that I'm gonna put out this year are already done. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of a you know what I'm saying?
So you say this year's albums are done?
Yeah, everything for this year is already done.
So it's just a matter of setting the dates for it and
it's like planning strategically and getting ready to like roll things out, but the work is already done. You know what I'm saying? I spent like all of last year, I was in the studio every single Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So I made it like a thing throughout the week, like to sit there and make sure that I had 3-4 songs to go into the studio, and like whatever was the cream of the crop, I saved that for later. But like everything that was kind of like, this is fire, but it doesn't fit creatively in what I'm trying to do over here. Like those were the records that I sent out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Cause I was watching an interview and you had just dropped the illest. That was in September, if I'm not mistaken. Or what?
I've probably been out about a year and a half.
About a year now. Okay. Cause I watched the interview where you drove to Austin, right?
Yeah.
So how was that?
Whenever I was just out here earlier on,
that was cool.
Like I went through hashtags, like anybody who would let me come rap, I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I found their platform trying to like find a spot, like spots in Texas that had open mics. And I found one of theirs at this club that they had. So I reached out to the host and sent her my music, and she liked it. And she was like, yeah, cool, you know, go ahead and you can come through, do the show. She's not knowing that I'm not even from Texas. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you know, yeah, you can just pull up, do the show, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting fresh off work, getting on the highway, driving to Austin, do the show, drive back. You know what I'm saying? So I could be at work the next day. So yeah.
And you perform how, like
solo dolo?
Yeah, by myself.
Yeah, it was crazy. You perform a couple of songs on that.
Yeah, like it was a whole set.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
I was a fan of their shit. Like I'm a fan of yours. Like, you know, you show up and it's super professional. They got a whole stage set up. They had like all the like for a live performance. They had the cameras all set up. The micing was right. Like everything.
Yeah, it was on point.
Oh, so you pulled the trick. You took off the glasses.
Yeah.
Even you did it right now.
my thing.
That's what's up.
Man, so like they do like an open mic.
It's not even like an open mic thing. Like there's
you have
like
to
the
send
local
them
artists in Austin, you know what I'm saying? Like who want to come through and do it.
That's dope.
If your stuff is fire, but she just saw my shit and liked it and was like, yeah, cool, come through. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of went like that for me.
Wow, that's crazy. She was funny too. I like her, the questions she asked and stuff. She was funny. So
yeah, she's an artist too. Her shit is fire too.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that one right there. That interview, y'all should check it out, man. It's on your channel, right? Because I was just doing my research and I watched that video. I was like, oh, that's dope. You know, so you already done with you say you have a couple of albums in the work, right?
I've done 3 so far.
How do you? Is it like super easy for you? You just come up with some songs, or how do you structure them?
With me, like I'm a big fan of like the songwriting process. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a person who I tell people all the time. Whenever I get writer's block, I'll sit and watch movies or watch seasons of TV shows, and then like try to write the soundtrack for what I'm seeing on TV. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the music is in the conversation, is in everything that's happening day to day. You know what I'm saying? You never run out of content.
Right.
Like I could sit here, have a conversation with you, leave and write a song about it. Like I just feel like the music is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think coming up with content is the hard part. You know what I'm saying?
And then how 16 bars is what, about a minute?
Depending on how you spit it, yeah.
So,
like the flow differs. It depends on like really how you rapping it. But yeah, it's about 1 minute.
So that's crazy that we get wrapped up. Like it feels way longer than a minute. If it's a good verse, you're just like so into it. And,
yeah. But you know, the structure of music is different now. Like a song is not even 3 verses anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is it shorter, right?
It's way
That's
shorter.
what I was.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has to
because
do.
the millennials are fucking ADHD.
That's what we were talking about, like the video too. Like you got the TikToks, you got the Instagram, and they're all 1 minute, and it's like, man, every time we get like smaller and smaller attention span, you know?
Span. Yeah. I was talking to a DJ one time, and he was telling me, he was like, you know, I really like your music. He said, but you know, some of it is too long. He was like, you have to shorten it, because in the club, whenever we spin the record, you getting that first minute, maybe 10, 20 seconds. You're not getting that whole thing off. So you got to get everything into that minute, because we're going to give you maybe half that first verse in the hook, but you're not getting that whole thing off. So you got to remember that whenever you write music. So, yeah.
Do you ever get like, when you writing a song where like the lyrics don't like come out and you're like, I got to take a break, or I got to do it the next? Yeah,
that happens too. Like it's not a content thing. I think just like with exercising any type of muscle, you know what I'm saying? You have to give it its rest. You know what I'm saying? Like I started feeling like in this process now, like I told you, I've written everything I plan on dropping this year. So it's like whenever I try to revisit and write now, it starts to feel like it's repetitive. Like I've written this before. Like so then that gives me time to know like, yeah, I need to step back and let it like simmer and then come back whenever it feels fresh to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't never want to do
vacations or trips.
Yeah, like experience a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just live, do whatever. But it's like it's fucked up in COVID, because like it ain't too much that you can do right now.
Yeah,
you
like I'm pretty sure and it's like you could have been have like way more shows and like just trying to get
moving around.
Yeah, exactly. So now that's like it cripples you in a way. You know,
it's routine. You working, you in the house, you watching TV. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's real boring. So it's like it gets to that point. But it's like even with I can't even say that that's stifled me, because you heard the album and you was like, you know, no, I think it's fire. I fuck with it. So it didn't.
It has like a variety of a lot of stuff. Like if you feel like you want to listen to some like lyricism or like, you know, something for the honeys, or, you know, like there's a little bit of everything in there. It's like good variety. So that's I think it's very key when you're putting together an album, because I just see that as like a work of art. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you guys for that.
It's hard to find an album where like you can go through every song, just boom, 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 boom.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah,
talk
I'm one
about
of those people.
Yeah,
sure.
About the hood and the cable. I like that one. That one's like, it kind of reminds me of what I've been through. You know, the struggle and shit like that. So yeah, that's what's up. So take us back to like, how do you got started with this? Like, because it's like when you get into this like rapping scene, you're like, it's like, damn, I'm a female, so I gotta like go even harder, so that way I can stand out. You know what I'm saying? So take us back to like,
and it's a bunch of bullshit in the rap scene. So you gotta
that part, you
gotta
it's so like
weave it and dodge it.
The rap game is so oversaturated. Like everybody is a rapper. Everybody and their mama. Like anybody with a laptop and a bullshit mic is a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
it's getting there, and it's like, man, I think to this point, it's a good and bad thing, but it's like.
Well, I think the good shit's always gonna stand out.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like with that is like I guess the good thing. Your music talks, I guess, because it's getting there. Like I feel like, yeah, you're right on that.
See, like as an artist, I need to hear like consumers, like people like y'all say shit like that, because I'm an artist who gets like we in a clout generation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if it's not the popular, the cool thing to do, sometimes it doesn't get that look. You know what I'm saying? So to hear
Man,
people who
I'm
just,
all about the underground shit. I was like
Yeah.
listening to Mo 3 before everybody was listening to Mo 3, and people
Yeah.
were like, what? Like, why are you always listening to him? I'm like, bro, like the way he spits, he sings, like people don't do this shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like talent goes unnoticed a lot. Like,
yeah.
Big Crit, that's another dude that's
Hell
like
yeah.
super, super talented, and it's like,
It's
We'll
all,
just sleep
yeah.
on
I
You
mean,
don't get the look. Like, yeah.
I think it's all, you know, when it comes to the music scene, it's like, you got to think like, I always like to use Drake as an example. Like, think like him. Like, how do you, like, adapt to what the kids or what the wave is as far as, like, people listening to the music? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody pointed out that it was a very important thing that he was like, don't go too, like, with the bars and stuff, because they don't want to listen to that. They want a catchy hook, a catchy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the perfect example is the Kanye one with Lil Pump. Like when you go to the club.
but see, that shit sucks though, because then you got to water down your talent to make a hit. So
it's all like a balance, right? But like if you go to the club and you hear that you're such a, you're going to sing that. And that's the only part you remember. Because it's catchy, like, I have it, you know, and you keep vibing to it. So it's like,
you don't even know what you're saying. You're
the
just,
rest, I don't know nothing about the rest. I just know that
That's what'll
part.
make you feel crazy, because it's like we talking about Kanye West. Kanye has given us some of the most amazing music that we've seen like in the past decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to see him be an artist who has to dumb it down, it'll kind of fuck with your mind. It's like, because you're not one of those guys who has to dumb it down. Like, your music is so good.
yeah,
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
but
Like,
I guess it's one of those where like
It's a weird one. It's like,
I don't know why he did the.
It's the new era.
The devil
You know
was
what I'm saying?
working.
Like-
The devil was working that day when he did that fucking
I think it's like the,
Lil Pump record. What the
yeah,
fuck
it's
was
the
going
reach
on,
for
Kanye?
relevance, because like Lil Pump was like having a run, so it's like I get it, like he's the
Hop on
clout
the wave
guy.
type
yeah,
shit.
he's the clout guy. Same thing he did with Designer, the Panda guy.
And that was
You know what
probably
I'm
so
saying?
easy for him to write. Like he just
Yeah,
went in
so-
there and was like,
I don't
fuck
even,
it.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's all like, I think that's how you stay.
And then another thing too is like, don't y'all think that these motherfuckers get tired of it? Like Jay-Z, how old is Jay-Z?
Jay-Z gotta be like 54, 55.
Yeah.
54, he's still in there writing shit. Like he's still trying to be creative and like not rap about shit that he already rapped about
Yeah,
and
but
shit.
AB,
Like,
I'm not gonna let you do that to my guy. Like Hov is still rapping at like a top tier level of MC.
I'm the notorious Jay-Z hater.
Man, oh my God, I don't know how. Like Jay-Z, and this is in my opinion, so I'm gonna respect how everybody feel, but in my opinion, like Jay-Z, he's been doing some top tier rapping for a long time, and
He needs to hang it up. He needs to hang it up.
to be able to like hit your stumbles, like, because I was a person who didn't really love like Kingdom Come or like Blueprint 3. He had a few stumbles. I get it to him, but it's like whenever he shook back and like really locked in, it was always some top tier rapping. Like I always want to hear what Jay-Z had to say. Like once you rapped at that level, I'm always going to be interested in what you have to say. You know what I'm saying?
I
Same
can
shit with
definitely
Kanye,
agree
even
with
if
you
it's
on that
bullshit.
though. Like that takes
Exactly, yeah.
that takes some talent to be 50 something and still be writing fire
Yeah,
verses.
like you still
shit.
getting hits off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you never missed a step. It's like
Right.
nothing slowed. And then your wife is Beyonce. It's so much that plays into it. There's like you always have your relevancy, because it's like you are the it rapper. You the one we seen who really took it to the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying?
Does he only have one kid?
No, they got three.
Three.
Yeah,
Okay,
three.
I feel like with Jay-Z, it's like if he's doing it just for the love of it, because at this point he's a billionaire. So
Yeah.
what do
It's
he,
for the culture.
For the
it's
culture, yeah. Like I just want to hop on
He
the studio.
destroyed T-Pain's career. No.
Did he?
With the death
No
of auto
auto-tune,
tune,
yeah,
like
the
that
death
was like a
auto-tune
big.
shit.
T-Pain was like, "Come on, bruh."
But that's the crazy thing. T-Pain really doesn't need auto-tune. That's the crazy thing. But I mean, that's what made him though. The auto-tune really made him. But
But it was something that's like a moment. Just like we said, like with the trendy shit, with whatever is cool. And like T-Pain made a whole wave out of that shit. Like everybody did it. And to this day, they still abusing it, just in a different way. But yeah.
I watched the interview with T-Pain and he said that it got like so crazy that the radio wouldn't want to play his shit because everybody had features with him.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, "Bro, we can't." Like, basically, we have to wait a couple songs before we play T-Pain again. And we have a bunch of songs that are just with featuring T-Pain. Like,
You know, 2 Chainz had a run like that too, though. Like where you did 100 and some odd features in a year. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
2 Chainz was all.
well, and then to do hot features, because like you got people like Lil Flip from where's he from?
Houston, yeah.
He does a shitload of features too, but like a lot of them you don't hear. You know, like
Yeah, but it's not radio charting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
Lil
to
Flip,
have radio.
Lil Flip had a run, but it's like once you on the radio and it's like 60% of that music is you. Like
I mean, he
same
had
thing
one with the
Future
Fast and the
did.
Furious one. That one was hard.
Wiz had a run
Yeah,
like that. You know what I'm
Wiz
saying? Like,
and yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, It's crazy. I mean, you have to study it because it's like you can become like popping and then all of a sudden you fall. You know, it's just like you think about Fetty Wap. Yeah. It's like he was talented. He was talented.
He has some fucking slappers for that.
Yeah.
No, like for that year, it's like there was no way that every other song wasn't him. Man. Like it was like you knew he ran it up, and it's like I think it's.
He made every chick want to be a trap queen,
bro. Like that, My Way. I mean, we're talking about Jimmy Choo. Like this man was on one, and then.
Some people, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
cut
you
you
off.
You good.
You know, sometimes like the people, they'll catch one hit. You know what I'm saying? We see it like that all the time where you get one big song.
Designer's a prime example.
Yeah, but Fetty Wap, I never saw it like that's where you can come back and get 4 or 5 in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like those, even if you look at it and say, oh, it was just that 1 year though. It's like, but he's going to tour on those for the rest of his life.
Well, he's getting a check.
I saw Charlie Boy perform, like doing the show probably like 10 years after that, on my hood. Yeah, he was doing like a little show in Houston.
He came through Enid and did a show off that record. Like,
that's crazy shit. Like,
I was like, he gonna do this song, like even if it's just this region, he can tour off that song for so long.
But like imagine how hot it was when the song was like popping
on the radio and shit. Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Man, yeah.
That's the thing about creative work is that I don't think people understand like. It does take a lot of work, but if one thing works, then it's like you're set, kind of. You know what I'm saying? That's not the mentality to have, but if you do have that one song, it's like, oh shit, like you can.
Some people are making, they're still getting a bag for that one song. I mean,
Soulja Boy gonna crank that Soulja Boy till he old in a wheelchair, like, and they gonna always want to see him do that song. Like he made a ridiculous amount of money off that song.
And it's still making money off
Mariah
that
Carey
shit.
in the Christmas song.
Man, she makes about
she
like
get that bag
shit
every
like that.
year. Like
20 mil a year.
When you catch one, like it's a
because it's like royalty money. It's not like you gotta be there to make the money. Is like no, like
passive income.
I woke up today and there's even if it's $50 that fucking song made, it's like it's $50 that I didn't have
hell
before.
Yeah, I have to do shit for it. I'm sorry.
No, you can say it's freely over here.
I was like, I feel like I was going crazy. I was keeping it PG. My bad. I'm
sorry. No, you good. But yeah, take us back to like where your like artist career started and what sparked it.
I saw your last interview, so now I know 12 years old you started, so we don't got to repeat all that.
Okay.
But that's the thing, like, because when you sent me that, I was like, we have a different audience that might tap in and might not know.
I'm cool with it, and that's how I feel too. Every time I go into it,
exactly, it's the way like we.
I just didn't want to ask the same questions.
I'm cool.
Because there's certain like questions that I feel like our audience needs to listen to, like how did she start and like what kind of got that trigger, so that like I do my research, bro. Come on.
Yeah, man. My big brother, he rapped before me. You know, he used to come in the house and give me like 8 bars to spit, and I was too shy to do it, never rapped it back to him. But I was always in my head, like, you know, I remembered it, and I was like, you know, one day I'm gonna be brave enough to rap the song to him. And of course I never was, but then my brother ended up getting locked up, and I ended up in a like whenever you got behavioral problems in school, they put you in like the therapy program, summer school program and stuff. So they was telling me I needed to write down my feelings, but like it was too boring to just sit there and just write down my thoughts. So she was like, okay, well then create poems with them, rhyme each line after the next one. So just the art of doing it just to keep your mind busy. So slowly but surely,
poetry kind of started it.
It started in poetry, like just trying to find creative ways to rhyme the words. And then like I started writing stories about my life with the poetry, and then it slowly but surely turned into rap. Like my big brother, he used to do B&Es and like breaking houses and shit. And one time he brought me a boombox, and the CD in it was Eve, Rough Riders First Lady. And that was like my real introduction to like falling in love with female hip hop. Like, yeah, so I feel like it's all some divine God shit just brings it together.
Yeah, it kind of happens for a reason, you know?
Yeah, like none of that shit is kind of coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I get a radio? I grow up and become a female rapper. That's the CD that started it. Like, all that. It's crazy.
So you started at 13, so did you ever have to do like a freestyle in front of like a group and like?
Hell yeah. Like, back then, I was so like, everywhere that I go, I wanted everybody to hear me rap. I wanted to battle whoever. I wanted to rap wherever. So
you said you were calling motherfuckers out at one point,
hell
right?
Yeah, like I would go. We would be at the school. I go up to the football game. Didn't have no money to get in the game. I'd be outside the gate trying to rap through the gate to challenge people and shit. Like, yeah, I wanted everybody to hear me rap. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big part of it, like coming up. And then like whenever people started getting home studios, like we was talking about with even if you got a bullshit Dell, you know what I'm saying? You can get you something with pause and record. Like it might not even be no good shit. So once people started doing that, I started going to my cousin's house, and I laid my first 16, and like they thought the shit was fire. Everybody just went crazy.
So you say you you had a song that you was supposed to sing to your brother or rap to your brother, and you were shy at the moment.
Hell yeah.
So what broke that? Like, because then
I never
you're out
actually
here.
rapped it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that moment never came. Like I said, my brother got locked up, and he spent so much time like in and out of jail. Like me developing in music and the connection with me, I guess it never really happened. And like low key, it always kind of like fuck with me because I always want to be like cool to my big brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm his little sister. He never paid me no mind. Like even to this day, he'll never put no respect on what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like so, but it's my big brother, and that's where I got the shit from. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be cool like him. So I mean, yeah, like. He was heavy in rap. Like he loved the art of rap like I loved it, like a different genre. He loved like SIBO and like that murder crazy type rap. You know what I'm saying? Like the Tech Nine shit. Like he loved that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
the
crazy.
super fast rap, like violent type rap.
It's crazy you say Tech 9 because this morning I went to the gym at like 5:45 and there's this older lady and she took the aux. I was like, fuck. And then she plays it, and she was banging Tech 9. I was like,
What?
yeah, like 5:45 in the morning.
For real, that's the pump you need, bro. To just get that workout in, man.
And then now you mentioned Tech 9
so
again.
funny.
I'm gonna go watch some Tech 9 after this.
Yeah, man. And Tech 9, like for all his rap, like he's a talented dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it's niche rap. You gotta like you know the guys with the face paint and the hatchet, Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
That shit, it's like it's a certain lane. You know what I'm saying? But if you tap into it, it's some super dope shit. Like,
my first show was a Tech 9 show, and that shit was insane. Like you go in there and it's like a bunch of juggalos basically, but they're cool. Like when they're in there, they look scary and shit.
They look scary, but they be like they cool as
like
shit.
if you fall in the what is it called?
The mosh pit?
Yeah, if you fall, they'll pick you up and shit. So it's a like you said, you just gotta find your lane of people that are.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like no matter what genre, like it's some cool shit. Like with people who's a fan of different type of shit in every lane. Like I'll sit up here and tell you, like I fuck with Celine Dion, Shania Twain, like all this shit that it's like. It's a certain lane. You have to understand like why different genres of music are dope. Like for what they do, even if it's not for the setting that you in, what they do in their lane is some dope shit. Like
and creating music in general. I mean, it's
amazing, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like
sure.
like people that actually play all the instruments. Like I got one of my hippie homies. That motherfucker be in his room just like he has keyboards and I'm just like, bro, how does your brain do that? Like it's just.
Is he self-taught?
I think he did school when he was younger. He did like piano class or whatever.
Okay.
And then he just played the guitar, but he's been doing it since he was little. It's just crazy. He plays every instrument. It's just to me, I'm like, bro, I don't know.
I think people like that is amazing. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you just pick up anything it can go. It's like you tapped into some next level of music shit. Like
it'll be on the spot, literally. Like you hear him just boop boop, and then it's like. That's a hit, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
But he doesn't even like put it out there or nothing. It's just like
should.
it's his vibe. Like it's just like I've just witnessed it, you know.
Yeah.
That's why it's good that like I feel like now you got your producers that are getting the credit that they deserve because it's just like anything. Like give credit to the video guy that performed the visuals that made it come to life. Give credit to the the producer that made the beat, the mix and mastering, and obviously the artist
like a
that
collaborative,
it's all like boom one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I mean. Music is art.
I think it's just a weird thing because, like, for the longest time, like the camera people, they don't really get the respect,
and some of them don't to this day.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's like the artist is the one that's shining,
Yeah.
So it's like the cameraman is like an accessory to the artist. That's how a lot of them see it. It's not like. Yeah, like it's just like
he's bringing the visual to life. So if you have a vision, like let's do an old '80s theme. Well, they got to bring that to life. That's the video guy's work. You know what I'm saying? Like to come up with it, and then maybe the producers.
Yeah, what I'm saying is people don't look at that shit.
It's all
they just see it's a little dude with the camera right there. Like
yeah.
You see like the same shit
with
that
a
we talking
backpack
about
and shit.
with the era that we in, like this microwave generation. It's like they don't give a fuck about being creative no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the thing. The great connection with me and my videographer. Like I come up with my own concepts, and like me and him creatively can link up, and he can tell me like realistically how I can bring those to life. You know what I'm saying? Like he's great for that visually. Like I can tell him a movie that I liked and why I love visually the way that this movie looks, and he's gonna understand where I'm coming from. It's like creatively, if you're not on the same page, it just won't connect. But most people, they want to stand in front of the trap with 6 of their friends and 2 guns, and that's the cool looking shit.
I did about 20 of them bitches right there.
I don't know what is up with that trend. It's like they call up 20 of the homies. They pull
Chief
up
Keef
is it
Sosa started that one.
Like
it's not fun creatively though. Like whenever you see that,
as a camera guy, you telling me like, I'm not.
I'm like, I've seen it 1,000 times.
Good.
It's like there was nothing else that y'all heard whenever y'all heard this song. That was like, well, maybe we could try this. Like, cause for me,
It was a solid 4 years, 5 years that it's been doing that.
I'm telling you,
I think it's still going. It's still
very
going.
much still going. Like running gun videos are a thing. Like people show up and shoot wherever they at, whatever's going on. Like no concept. Like,
Right.
My mind don't
I think
work like
those.
that.
I mean, they're getting their money. I'm not knocking them for that, but it's just more of like running gun. They may be. I don't know. With those, it's just like it could be that the artist has a small budget and it's like, all right, I'm just gonna run and gun. I'm not gonna put any effort as far as the scripting it out, making sure like that's what I think it is when it comes to that.
Don't get it fucked up because it's like great careers has started from running gun videos.
Right.
Like the same shit we said with
it's
the
more
Chief Keef.
Bobby Shmurda.
Like, Bobby Shmurda, like in the middle of the street, no concept,
was all out of
just
throwing the hat. The hat never came down though. But
the
it's
focus
the
was all
energy.
fucked up. And,
That's why people like Chief Keef work, because you love the energy. It's like even if you're not from that, to see 16, 17 dread-headed kids, like, they bounce, they love that shit. They love everything that he's saying, and it's like, that's how you connect with the people. The people, like, even if I don't, these kids look like they probably ain't took a shower in a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, I love their energy. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Like, I love their energy, and that's their life. They being themselves, and you see it it doesn't require much to just paint the picture. You know what I'm saying? So it works. I'm not going to take from it because it has worked for people.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like there's an audience for everything. I mean, you look at, he ain't popping like he used to, but Blueface,
yeah.
Bro, Hood Fame, Go Yayo from Dallas. Like,
I heard him before.
Yeah, his shit is like, he's screaming in the mic. Just
and then
like,
you got now the TikTok one, which is TikTok has been a booster for these songs. But this one, that's called, I really don't know the lyrics and anything, but it's like, bitch, I got one way, huh? Have you seen that one where they do like this little dance and shit?
Yeah, I know what's like the spot 'em got 'em.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't understand shit, but I'm like, all right, the beat's catchy, and like I've seen a couple of TikToks of that scene, so I'm like, all right, I'm moving
now
to
you
it.
catch yourself.
I'm like, all right, I'm you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
why
it's like,
you got a good ear, because you know why that shit works when you hear it.
Exactly.
Like, even if you know that it's bullshit, you'll be like, okay, but I get why this works.
Exactly.
Like,
so,
that's the show.
That's how you got to put yourself in that like position of like, what is gonna be catchy? What is gonna catch people's attention? What is gonna be different than what the crowd is doing? You know what I'm saying? So like,
after how many years of doing music were you able to do that? Like actually strategically think of a song?
I'm gonna say that my music, like content wise, for me as an artist, I didn't think that I really was peaking until this is some shit that's worthy of people actually listening to until I was around like 16, 17. But it was like, I wanted to tell stories. Like, I got a hold of Jay-Z's Blueprint album, and that was like, it changed rap for me altogether, because I wanted to be able to tell stories at an elite level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that Jay-Z made me feel like I was there. Like, whenever he's telling the story and Mama Loves Me, like, I feel like, damn, I'm sitting in your granny's kitchen with you. I can see you eating the banana pudding. Like, you tell the story that vividly.
and
you know
that's
what I'm
crazy.
saying? Like,
There's
There's
a movie,
very
basically.
Yeah.
so that's how I feel about like my own art whenever I create it. Like, I think that's why I'm good with videos too, because as I'm writing a song, I can visually see the story is. So whenever I can go to my videographer, I can say, well, this is what I saw whenever I heard this song. Like,
Who's your videographer?
Shot by Aaron.
Shot by Aaron. All right,
Yeah,
shout out to him.
department.
You know
Shout
what I'm
out to
saying?
the
Give some
art
love.
department.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he shot that Youngin and Mo 3 right there at
Yeah.
Youngin's house.
Hell yeah.
So it's,
Yeah, Aaron is amazing. Like I said, creatively, he's a person who he has a vision too. So I think like whenever you put people together and they both have a vision, it's just inevitable that like great shit.
he's
is
very
gonna happen.
technical too.
Too creative. And then if he has a work ethic and creativity, and when both minds get together, it's like, it's art, you know?
Yeah,
So
but even Offset, like whenever he goes home with that footage to like put the shit together, the detail that he pays to it, like, you know, the amount of attention that he gives each video that we do, and I can see from scene to scene, it's like, nah, creatively you love your art the way that I love my art. You know, scene for scene, you care about the angles and the lighting and how everything looked. Like, yeah, so
that's what's up. When it comes to like telling a story on a song, I feel like, man, those artists that can do it very good, it's like they're one of a kind. You know, you get your J. Cole when he narrated when he lost his virginity and shit.
Yeah.
That was a masterpiece. I was like, because I'm listening to it and I'm like picturing the whole scene as he walks into the classroom, talk to like, so that right there, the way it made me feel, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, this motherfucker just literally.
it's the art of storytelling.
Yeah,
like when you feel like you in everything that you saying word for word, I feel like I'm there. Like, that's why I love that you said no cable. Like, whenever you listen to the album, because it's like, no corny shit. I play that song, and like whenever I tell y'all, sometimes I listen to that shit, and like I'll hold back a thug tear because it's like I can remember being in my granny's living room, not getting no fucking cable, like sitting there bored as shit, and it's like you have to create the entertainment for yourself.
It kind of remind me of the time, because like my grandpa used to put a cable that kind of gave us electricity, so we never paid for electricity. So I remember when the trucks would go by, the electricity trucks, we had to take that cable out, and it was like a constant hustle, like. Damn, we gotta hustle these people, you know what I'm saying, to survive. So,
but that's real life.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's the shit that I think makes the music great whenever it's relatable. Like, I can sit here and be talking about, I'm bored as shit. We don't have no cable, so I'm creating my own fun. And you can be like, we didn't have no electricity, and I had to do this, this, and this. But I remember how that made me feel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, so the same shit that we talk about with this clout shit in the microwave generation, it's like. That's the music that I feel.
So
like
what's the microwave
generation?
What is
like? It's the Lil Pump, the shit that we talk about.
Okay, so what is hot? What's hot? Pretty much.
Bubblegum bullshit.
Like, because it's like them kids getting a bag, and I ain't mad at them, but it's like
you put more work.
10, 12 years, are we really talking about that music anymore?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I remember being 15 and thinking Soulja Boy was that shit. I'm a grown ass woman, and I go.
Don't get it fucked up now, man. That's Big Draco right there.
No, Soulja Boy will forever be a legend for what he did out here. Because it's like
exactly.
Even if they don't give him respect, the internet culture of music, he created that. He started that MySpace wave of getting it popping off the internet.
He did a lot of shit.
We're all Soulja Boy babies over here.
No bullshit. Like everything that we doing with the gram, these apps, the shit that they've created, like where there's influencers in music and. Soulja Boy sparked that thought. Like, he was the first artist that was
I can do it too.
Yeah, like, no, these kids gonna get some money off this shit. Like, they done figured out how to work the system, and he did. Like,
because Soulja Boy would literally be on his laptop, like, doing the beats on Fruity Loop, had the microphone right there, and
he'll show you him in the fucked up house. Like, him and A-Rab in the living room with the 5X t-shirts. But then, like, when fucking Soulja Boy starts telling the story
driveway and shit.
What the fuck was he talking about? Whenever he was like, y'all remember the LimeWire days, like burning
CDs
and shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, whenever you would download some shit, it'd be like the Bill Clinton intro come in, and Soulja Boy was like, I would put 50 Cent in the club, but it would be my song.
Yep.
So when they downloaded it, Soulja Boy, and I was
we talk about this shit all the time.
Like he was so fucking ahead with like scamming the people into hearing
like
this shit.
Trolling in a sense, like just basically finessing in a sense, kind of.
And with all due respect to Soulja Boy, he did the 6ix9ine shit the right way.
Yeah.
Like where 6ix9ine was reaching for attention and trying to like find the crazy ways to pull you in. Soulja Boy, I feel like did it the honorable way. You know what I'm saying? Like
he started fucking up there for a minute. Like what was it? A couple years ago when he went to jail. Yeah. I think he was doing the gun thing and
they say he was on drugs and shit, and he was wilding. And I was like, I don't know what it is about Hollywood and the fame, but I'm like, once I made a certain amount of money, it's like I don't want to let certain shit bother me because it's like if I'm mad, I'm just gonna take a vacation. I can get up and go to Hawaii in the morning, so I don't give a fuck. Like, okay, cool. Like,
what's your take on that? Like, what obviously I'm broke, so I can't say like.
Shit, like me too. I feel you.
Like with the money, like it says, it changes you this and that. Yeah. Do you feel like if you get to that level, are you gonna be a different person?
For sure, but I won't say that it's the money that made me that way. What I'm even learning, like from this lower tier shit, it's like even when I'm finding my way, I feel like what we do locally is like a baby version of what happens on the big level. Like it's a lot of artists out here with egos, a lot of people who only want to shine for themselves. Like it's not for the actual culture that don't make the best music, but it's clout shit, it's all type of shit that go on out here. And I feel like it goes on that level too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
locally is a perfect way to just get used to the bullshit.
It prepares you. I feel like it does, but it's like what you even notice from this level. Like once you start getting a little notoriety, like I'm from Enid and I moved to the city. And I'm more popular in Oklahoma City than I could say I was in Enid. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for my music, like, it's blown my mind what I've been able to do with so little in Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? So, just seeing that shit and being like, how that changes the people that I grew up with, how they see me. I feel like I ain't even really did shit for real, but it's like y'all already looking at me some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I don't think it's you. I think it really changes the people around you, like, money makes people very weird. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the people who get it and sometimes the people around you, once they see that you have access to it, like, I think it's all about who you are deep down inside. I think the money will just expose that, whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So did you ever got to the point where, let's say you were, like, chilling and going out or whatever and you had to get serious and you had to just cut those ties where it's like, I got to focus on my shit and, forget the friends? And
hell yeah. Like, I'm in that, I would say that I'm in that point in my life, like, right now. It's like, a lot of the people that I grew up with, I'm not even on like speaking terms with. And it's not like in a negative way. It's just
like
where we going in life, it's like I've chosen a different path. You know what I'm saying? And it's with all due respect, you know what I'm saying, is no love lost. It's just not much is really there. I'm in a different space in my life. You know what I'm saying? It goes
back to like, if you can't make me grow, we can't make each other grow.
Yeah, like what is the purpose? If we not uplifting each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the type of person that I am. Like, I want to see you win and do well and be progressive in whatever you do. And I'm one of those people who in my environment, the minute that I discover that that's not what you want for me, we just gonna separate. And it's not an argument, it's not a disagreement. I'll just really move on with my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah.
If we really wanted to get on some corny shit, it's like, if people are meant to be in your life, they're gonna be in your life, you know?
That part,
so
that's how I feel.
like,
Motherfuckers who supposed to be there, they there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because I used to stress that shit. I'd be like, I'm trying to get my day one homies to fucking be on the same page as me and shit, and then it just didn't happen. So I'm like, fuck it. If we link up, we link up.
Exactly.
If we don't, it just is like,
don't know
like,
hard
I'm cool
feelings.
if we cool, but I'm cool if we not too.
Don't
you know
be
like,
oh, you know, KO over here, she thinks she's now the hot shit since she's doing music and shit. Like,
and that's what they do. But that's really what they do.
Exactly.
No bullshit. So for me, it's kind of like I'm not a person that's like that. It's like I'm a root for whatever. If you go outside and try, I know how hard it is to do any fucking thing. It's like with this podcast, I'm sure that whenever y'all was starting up, your friends was like, oh, well, that sounds cool, and they won't heavily support your shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but we really out here trying to do something that could change all of our lives. Like, all we asking for is that y'all stand behind us in that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's crazy that you say that, because it was actually not the case with us. Like, our friends
rallied behind y'all.
Our friends were, I think that's how it started. Our friends hopping on the podcast and like.
And it's all because I feel like,
shout out to Marco, that motherfucker watched the first episode and he's still the first guy that comments and shit.
I think it's because people saw us and they were like, man, like, for example, you, bro, like, you shot a shit ton of music videos, like,
just been around everywhere.
Like, you had that stamp and shit, and it's like me.
Oh, so you guys were like outside of the podcast, you were already establishing your own lane.
He was more. I was getting out there,
and I did music videos, so I'd be like all over the place.
You was already in the mix,
yeah, for years. And then Darwin,
well, see, that's different, because it's like if you already had a following and then you just change lanes, that's a little bit different. But it's like whenever
I worked at a gym too, so I know a lot of people from the gym that are just like, people would come in and like, oh shit, I know you from the gym. I'm like, oh
bro, I was working out today, and this thing was crazy because I'm working out, and then a guy comes up to me and says, hey, good job, man. You the one from the podcast, right? I'm like,
oh, Fraw. He hit me up too.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to him. What's his name?
Fraw.
Fraw. Okay, shout out to him, man. He was like, man, I know AV and stuff, but man, y'all doing a great job. So that right there was like,
but see, love. And I think it's different for this too, though, because everybody saw that it was positive for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like we were up here being on some like
gossip and
trying to take the shine or whatever, you know. It was like, no, it's just to put a voice out there. So rap is different. Rap is like a very ego driven sport.
Man,
but I mean, I feel like certain people are trying to do a better job at it, trying to bring more unity and stuff. You know, we got J Poe, you know, shout out to J Poe, a couple of more people that are, you know, we got Chop from Season. You know, they're trying to bring a community together. Yeah, unity, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know the guy's name, but Children brand.
Them too. They're trying to bring unity. So it's like, and any way we can. I mean, we got Izzy, he did a live and got a lot of big, you know, names, you know, and I think that's cool. I think we need that. And the more we push it, the more it's going to become, you know, of a unity, because like you said, the rap game, the music industry can be more of like selfish. And it's like, man,
it's room for everybody.
Exactly,
you know
like everybody can eat.
Like that. I'm a I always sing Barbie's praises, because it's like right now, as far as the local level goes, she's somebody who I look at and like, damn, like you right there. You know what I'm saying? Like just the attention will and I think that that's big for all of the artists locally, because I always stand on, it don't matter who go. Like somebody breaking through is gonna open the floodgates for all of us, because once somebody pops, they gonna come here to the ground floor and try to find what else sounds like that or what else is the moment, and they gonna find a whole bunch of dope shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like with Barbie being the it girl, she's not a person who I feel like is outside with an ego. Because like whenever I get online, Barbie is supporting everybody's shit. Every day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like whoever it is, she giving them their shot. And there's a lot of people who get the light and don't do that. So I always put like a lot of respect on her name for the fact that it's like you got it, but you still sharing the light with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So,
and like you said, like if everybody's working, once there is that one, I mean, I feel like N7 and PWA brought a lot of attention to Oklahoma. So, for example, if, like, let's say we have 7 N7 and PWAPs, you know what I'm saying? Like, putting out content like that, like you, like Neighborhood Barbie, Who else is putting out content like that?
Southwest
Southwest
Dad.
Dad.
Yeah,
So at that point, that's where we create a
lot.
market. Like it's like in Dallas, you know, they got Yella Beezy, they had Mo3, Trap Boy Freddy.
Yeah.
That creates a market. Like
just enough people on the ground floor working. Like it's gonna bring attention to that shit. Like,
and
I feel like,
I mean, it's not like you're dropping an album every month, and it's not like Barbie's dropping an album.
Right.
So that means that when you don't drop an album, they can listen to Southwest. You know, so it's like
it's something for every lane. The shit that we was talking about, like with the different genres of shit. Like Oklahoma is doing so much cool stuff. Like the what they doing in Tulsa with the Fire and Little Africa shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're putting together a lot of dope creatives and people like who just in their own lanes with different audiences, different crowds, and like putting them on to different audiences. And I think that's kind of what blows us up once everybody is familiar with who's outside. Like, yeah,
Tulsa is they're definitely doing their thing over there too. So I mean, it's just a matter of time. I just feel like it's just all that, like networking, unity, and like getting out there. I mean, shows and stuff. You've done a couple of shows now, so
as an artist, how do you feel about like paid promotion, like paying for like Say Cheese and those blogs and stuff?
It's the same shit that we said where it's so oversaturated that you have to find the ways to get it to the people who can actually see that shit and make a difference. So I don't knock nobody who do it because it's like you just trying to get somebody's eyes on your shit. Because it's like if it's 1,000 motherfuckers out here and it's like maybe you working your ass off but you not a super popular person or you didn't have the support of the backing. But I can work really hard and make this 250 and get it to them and they'll play it and see if they like it or not. Maybe they do. It might turn into something. You know what I'm saying? So it's an avenue that I don't knock nobody for trying. I think it's promotion and everything that they doing. Like once you learn that this rap shit is a money game, you start to learn that all of the numbers are finessed. Like none of it's really real. Like the label can make you look as big as they want to. You might not have.
They'll give you that big old chain and
they'll throw you the chain. They'll give you a car.
The gold chopper.
You ain't got no house for real. You know what I'm saying? You're not making no money on the back end. They taking the money from your shows, but you look like you the biggest artist in the world. But the industry has learned to like finesse that. So it's like whenever we sit and we talk, okay, Beyonce can drop an album. And yeah, it might go platinum overnight, but that's Beyonce. That's like global influence. That's not just a region. That's not just America. That's worldwide. She can do an arena tour worldwide and sell it out. Every artist can't say that. So whenever an artist like, think of one of these random guys on there come up that's like underground.
the one I just mentioned, Pooh
Shiesty.
Yeah.
Like so, if Pooh Shiesty drops if Pooh Shiesty drops something and it does like 24 million overnight, and me and you just sat here and had a conversation, Pooh Shiesty's on the come up.
Yeah.
That's not world tour selling out arenas, but it's 24 million views overnight. Right. That's paid promotion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they force fed it to you. It wasn't that it was actually 24 million people that tapped in. It's paid promotion.
Yeah,
so it's like every time you go to YouTube and play a video and the artist ads playing before, that counts. Capping. Right. You might hit skip ad. You didn't even watch the video, but you saw the promotion for it. Right. That counts.
Exactly. Yep. That could be that. Yeah.
If you got $10,000, you could get you a few million views on a video. It's not that complicated.
Like, let me see the analytics.
Promotion. Yeah.
Just to see the
whatever the real engagement is. Like, that's what it is. So
exactly.
I think I found the value in that. Like, versus having 1,000 fans versus having 100 people who really fuck with what you're doing. Like, it's way more powerful. Like, like they really gonna tap in. They gonna buy the merch. They gonna come to the shows. They gonna.
It's like those people that ask for followers. Like, you're asking for followers, subscribers, or whatever. Like, why don't you just let it be organically so that way the people that subscribe to your share are not
actually
just there. Yeah, not just there to just be a number. Like, they can tap in, listen to your shit. I'd rather have that than like 1,000. I'd rather have 100 loyal that are tapping into the content than 1,000 fake like ghostwriters. You know, like ghost.
Are you guys familiar with Phora? Phora. He's a like rapper singer from California, and he is crazy. He's all underground. Like, he started shipping shirts out of his basement type shit, and like, not a lot of people know about him, but this motherfucker's rich. Like,
same shit with Russ. Like,
Russ.
Sort of. Like, he's not on Russ's level, but it's like
no. But Russ was eating independently, so that's the only reason that I make the comparison. Because whenever you like, it's a guy from his basement who has this great following, but the world don't even know who he is yet. But he gets paid.
This motherfucker. Like, he has a Lambo, a Range Rover, all matching colors and shit.
Like, he living.
Yeah, like
it's not crazy to think that if you can get 4,500 people. Like, even at a locally level, if you can get 4,500 people to pay attention to what the fuck you doing, you could live a sustainable lifestyle.
And he probably is happier than your famous artist because it's just like all this famous
I mean, he
shit.
does do a lot of depressing ass music, but
I mean, you look at Britney Spears, bro. Like they just released, I think, a documentary on her, and her story is like, damn. Like I haven't watched it. Yeah, I haven't watched.
Did you see it? I watched that shit. It blew my mind. Yeah,
man, I was like, I just saw like a glimpse on it, and I'm like, damn, I'm not too familiar with the story, but I know like her dad had to do a lot with controlling her, and like she pretty much was like a puppet, and like she.
You remember like whenever Britney Spears was like lit for real, like whenever she was having her run,
like she was popping.
Is that the one that cut her hair?
Yeah,
like
okay. So, but think about the moment that you said. Whenever he thinks Britney Spears, that's the crazy girl who cut her hair. So in the documentary, whenever they tell the story of what was actually happening in the moment when paparazzi got that picture, they like every time something happened with Britney, the paparazzi was catching her in like situations where she had valid reasons to be upset or lash out, but they painted it like she was crazy on drugs and drunk. And they was like, you know, she was leaving a custody hearing with her kid's dad, and he wouldn't let her see the kids. They didn't want, so she was upset. She kept telling the paparazzi, stop following me, and then she lashes out. So it led up to it, but the way that we remember it is, oh, she crazy. She shaved her hair. She was outside tripping, going crazy, but that wasn't even what happened.
Exactly, and we just don't put
what
ourselves
a judgmental dick I am.
No. I don't think you different from nobody else who saw those tabloids and was like, oh, Britney losing her shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in these moments, whenever they do those documentaries and show what's really going on.
I wonder if they
like,
did my guy Cat Williams like that, because that motherfucker was looking crazy.
Or David
for a minute.
Chappelle. David Chappelle too.
Well,
Dave
but
Chappelle was the one who made it through that shit though.
Yeah,
I feel
he
like
made
they try
it.
to do the same
Cat
shit with
Williams
him.
is like,
He's
he
like
looks
different
smoked
mentally.
out. He looks like
he's just in a different place in his mind now, and it's crazy.
But do you think it's more of because of the actual like media and paparazzis, and they're just trying to make this bad image of?
I put it to an extent on
Maybe
that.
they don't like Cat Williams, and they're like,
I don't even just think it's Cat Williams. I think with anybody, like we in cancel culture, like if you make the smallest mistake, they'll find a reason to. What was it that Jay-Z said? Or it might have been a Batman quote or some shit. You live long enough, they'll paint you to be the villain. You know what I'm saying? Like if you make it far enough, they'll turn on you. They will. First they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. Like Kevin Hart, he went through all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's amazing. We want to see all these shows he do. Oh, he cheated on his wife. Oh, he said this shit about the LGBT. Oh, he's canceled. He's out of here. Then you drop another special on Netflix. And then, I love
Kevin Hart.
It's weird. It's like they do shit like that, and it's like I think that.
Oh, T.I. and Tiny are going through it right now.
I think that's gonna be some wild shit. I think they gonna do that like that.
What? They're going through a divorce or some shit?
No, they got like allegedly
some wild sex ring shit.
Yeah, like they were on some
drugging people.
On some Rick Ross. I put a pill in her drink and she ain't even know it type shit.
For real?
It's some crazy shit.
What?
They was doing a good job at like sweeping it under the rug, but they brought that shit right back to light. So it's crazy. But I think Hollywood and the shit that we don't know about.
That's to me that's like mind blowing. Like what the fuck? Like how do you? So they were drugging people.
Well, allegedly. I think what happens is that these artists get like I'm not saying this is true, but like they may just get such a big ego that when like a girl says no, they just do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why all these rappers get fucking Kodak, like a bunch of artists.
Take off from the Migos. Like they'll all pop up with these random sexual assault cases. Like it's wild shit. But I do believe in what you say, where it's like the ego to where you think you invincible and everything in the world belongs to you because you made a certain amount of money and life is pretty much freedom at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's unfortunate the way that it plays out, but we see a whole lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like with the sexual assault shit, it's like, yeah, they think they own the rights to whatever you are. Just because I'm that guy and I got money, it's whatever I say, that's what it is.
Man, it's ruthless, man. You got to be prepared mentally and...
Hollywood is evil. I think I'm a firm believer in everything that go on in Hollywood with the movies and the music and even the sports, everything, like politics, all of it. I think it's a bunch of evil shit behind the scenes that we don't even realize. Like, I'm a conspiracy theorist. When this shit with COVID happened and then even the shit with the winter storm, I was one of those people that was online, like they fucking with the weather machine. Like they
be making them clouds and shit.
Okay, so you feel,
you know,
in my mind, I'm like they fucking with the machine.
Who the fuck was it that was telling me about
they make those shit.
The snow in Texas? There was people like putting lighters up to it and it wouldn't melt.
Yeah.
Texas shouldn't even be receiving snow.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they can control the weather.
Are their structure like the way they have like their pipelines? A lot of pipelines busted and stuff, and they're not like their structure is not like for like those.
They weren't ready. They weren't ready.
Yeah, so it's like.
So let's hit these little motherfuckers with this.
Yeah, like
that
what?
shit with the electricity was like sick. But I think even the shit that we found out here in Oklahoma with them doing the power surges, so that the areas where the people it's classism because the people who make more money, you don't want to inconvenience them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. areas like Nichols Hills or far into Edmond or Gaillardia, they won't lose their power, but they'll make sure that we lose it so it doesn't lose in these areas.
Because they're paying more.
Yeah, it's classism. I'm like, and that's fucked up because we are hardworking 9-to-5 citizens. I deserve to have
and
my
we pay
lights
the
working
taxes.
and my water running.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But because they make more money than me, we gonna make sure that they comfortable. It's fucked up. That's life though.
Capitalist. Was at least here in the United States it is.
Yeah.
It's like.
No, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of shit, but man, yeah, I do believe on the Hollywood shit.
Can you talk? I saw that video where you were talking about how you just quit your job one day.
Yeah.
Talk about that. How you just.
I was working like 3 jobs at the time. Like I was really giving my all, trying to put out my project Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and I was learning about the cost of. I'm always big on trying to make the quality next level each go around. So it's like I started finding out about actual studios, mixing and mastering.
It's a lot of dough you got to drop. Like I'm telling you, like I'm not an artist and I already know. Like
you feel me?
You know,
it's like you can't just go in the studio, pay the base rate, take the MP3 version, and run to SoundCloud or streaming. Now, of course you can, but it's like if you really shooting for quality, that's not the way that you want to do it. So it's like learning that you learn, okay, I might have to pay $200 some odd a month for a studio membership. Then turn around and pay $30 an hour for an engineer fee. Then pay another $150 per song to get it mixed. Then they're gonna charge you another fee to master it. And then you have to make sure that it's all sound quality level for like Apple and all this other shit. So it's like, you know, I was just grinding, like trying to make the shit work so bad. Like I was so frustrated trying to make everything work. And I went to work one day at this cleaning service that I was working at. And I was scrubbing the toilets, mopping the floors, everything. Whatever they asked me to do, I was doing that shit. And this lady had stayed late one day at work, and she was telling me, she was like, you know, whenever somebody is working in the workspace, so you don't go in and clean it like while they're in there taking calls and shit. It's like a office building type setting. So I didn't go in there and bother her. Well, she comes out like whenever she finished her shit, and she was like, you need to come in here and sweep this floor and do it. But it was like the way that she was talking to me, it's like,
you was like, fuck that, I'm out.
Like it's one thing I was doing it for my dream, but I don't need this shit, and I'm not gonna let you talk to me like I'm no type of lesser than just because I'm working here sweeping the floors and shit. Like I'm one of those people that it's like I greet the CEO and the dude who clean the bathrooms the same way. Like we all human beings, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it was just the way that she handled me that was just like, this ain't it. Like and I called it that day. You know what I'm saying? So that was the last day I went to work. It blew my eyes.
Yeah, that was a good job. I think people need to do that more often because that makes those dickheads be less dickheads, I think. Like,
hell yeah.
A lot of times people are like, oh, like, I'll be the one to flip out on some shit like that. Like, even if I know the dude is rich and he might be giving us a lot of jobs, I'm like, man, fuck you if you're talking to me a certain way. Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're tripping out. But it's like, no, that dude shouldn't be, just because we're workers, you shouldn't be talking to us like you're... Principle. And like you said, like when it's rich people, they think that it's like, well, not all rich people, but like the majority, they're like, I got money, so you're gonna do what I say, type shit, you know? Or they're used to, like you said, the water pipes or whatever. They had water, you know?
They weren't uncomfortable in their life.
Yeah. Like, so it's like they're used to people catering to them. So it's like
they getting their ass kissed a lot. It's like whatever they say go. That's the lifestyle that they lead. But it's like, the little people like us who keep those companies afloat, it's like you got to put some respect on those people's names. Like, and I don't give a fuck what lane I'm in at my job. Like, I'm just gonna respect everybody. I always live by the motto that even if I don't love you, somebody somewhere love you, and I'm gonna treat you like I know that. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't never give me a reason not to, it's like even if it's like I'm not well invested into you, I know that whenever you go home, you got a mother, you got sisters, brothers, you got somebody cares about you somewhere. You gotta live your life like you know that. You know what I'm saying?
That's another level of empathy right there.
But it's some real shit. It's like even if I don't feel that way, like everybody got a mama. I think about how my mama would feel if I didn't come home. So I know your mom, like even if y'all ain't on the best terms, like somebody somewhere give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta treat you like that's true, even if I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna always put a certain amount of respect on it as a human being because somebody somewhere love you. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Damn, some real shit right there.
For real.
So, man, so you done a couple of shows. You got a couple of albums on the work. What has been some of your like best collaborations? Like somebody that you like, damn, I love working with that person.
The Joey Sativa does like all my mixing and mastering for my albums, and it's like
Do you go to the specific studio?
I was going to Castle Rock for a while. Like you know, if you're in Oklahoma City, like that's the known studio. Like. That's the great one to go to. But like, if financially, if it's something you can't do, you got to figure shit out. Because it's like we said, it's costly to make plays this quality. It costs money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all a money game. So whenever like like I said, I quit one of my jobs, so my budget wasn't what it was before. I had to find a way to still keep the ball rolling. Like Joey was a guy who I met through those creative networking. He's an artist too, you know what I'm saying? And he had respect for what I did. I had respect for what he did, and he didn't have no problem like trying to help me along the way. But it's like creatively, the way that we approach music, he's a guy who can see sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like my approach to my artistry is different. Like I like being a songwriter. That's really my gift.
Are you old school or do you write them on your phone?
No, I'm old school, pen and pad. It's something about...
That's AV right there. I know that AV would ask that question.
It's something about the way it feels. Like the pen to the pad, I have to do it. I'm just not... It don't hit the same on my phone. Like I have to write it on the pen and pad.
Because you wrote a song too and it was on the paper, huh?
Oh, yeah, man. Because I journal too, even if people say some pussy shit. I don't care.
I don't know. You should. Like, the world painted like that, but mental health is important. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know where I've seen it, but somebody said if you have
Oh, and I challenge people to journal. That's uncomfortable, for you to sit down and really write what you're feeling about yourself, and not a lot of motherfuckers can do it. I don't think.
I don't know why it's so taboo to be honest about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to, even whenever I resist it, I try to always double back and be honest about what I really feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's important for you to function in the world that we live in day to day. Like a certain level of honesty will take you very far. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody go through their little bullshit white lies here and there. That just come with life. But it's like for the most part, at your core, are you honest about who you are and everything that's going on?
And
you know what I'm saying?
I've been reading this book. It's called The 12 Rules of Life, Laws of Life, and that's one of the laws. Is be honest. If you're don't be honest, and if at least don't lie. That's what he was saying. So if you're not gonna just be honest, at least don't lie. But he said that at the worst times, being honest is really the only thing that helps. Mm-hmm. So like, let's say somebody is in a deep hole and they don't know what the fuck to do. It's like their last resort. Mm-hmm. Sometimes being honest is the best thing to do. Like, bro, I fucked up, this and that.
Saved me a lot of times. Like
instead of just fucking running off and not talking to the person or whatever the fuck, like.
But I'm bad at that too. Like if I'm honest, sometimes like if I really get in my emotions, I'm a person who I'll shut down. You know what I'm saying? It's not always easy to have the communication part first. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got to sit with it. With 2 days to really figure out how the fuck I'm feeling before I come back and have a conversation with you.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is like when you fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say you fuck up, so you fucked up, but a lot of people will not. They'll try to lie about it, or they'll
not acknowledge where they're wrong.
Yeah, they'll lie about it. So it's better to just be honest, tell the truth. That person is gonna be like, okay, well at least this motherfucker told the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or you might get punched in the face. I don't know.
But y'all ever seen Yes Man with Jim Carrey?
I have.
He goes to like a self-help seminar, and the whole point of the seminar is that you become a person who says yes to every opportunity that comes your way, and it creates this stream of events that you never thought would happen in your life. Like this
manifestation.
Like you start to manifest shit by saying yes to everything that comes to you. So he starts taking like pilot lessons and going on vacations and getting like foreign exchange wives. Like he starts doing all this crazy shit just because he's saying yes to everything in life. But like it makes him somebody new by not being afraid to try new shit. Like it's wild. But I believe in stuff like that too. Like, cause you never know what opportunities you miss by fear. Like I think fear is like the most paralyzing shit ever. Like people get so caught up in that, the shit that they scared to do. So I'm always a person that's committed to being like, even if I'm scared, I'm gonna try. Even if I'm gonna fall on my face, like I'm gonna go outside and try. I'm gonna say yes to every opportunity just to see, even if I lose. You know what I'm saying? Like I think once you accept the fact that you don't always win, it kind of you embrace.
Yeah, because your mind can be your enemy. It can talk you out of shit. Like it make you doubt sometimes, and it kind of prevents you from trying shit you want to try because you're like, man, what if I fail? Like, especially if you're scared of failure, then I mean, that's something I'm the same way. Like if I'm interested in something new and I don't know shit about it, but I'm interested in it, I'm gonna jump into it and figure it out. You
never know that shit
exactly,
will take you.
Exactly. So I mean, with this shit, I mean, it was like, I don't know if I'm going to be a good host. I don't know if I'm going to come up with good questions, but I was like, I'm going to buy a couple of mics. And I was at my apartment, so I was like, I'm going to buy a couple of mics, interview somebody and see how it goes. And I mean, episode 67 is this one right here, so.
Yeah, and you never know, like, what in preparation, like, even if you see this as the end goal, you never know what paths will change in this. Like, somebody can find this podcast and think, oh, he has a great speaking voice. You know what I'm saying? He's a great conversationalist. MTV might call you to host a segment, and you'd be like, damn, I never knew that just me doing the podcast with my homie will take me to an opportunity like that. Just being prepared, being in a routine, like doing the work. You never know where that shit will
just
take
because
you. Like,
you made the decision to like, I'm
just
gonna do
because you
this
tried.
shit.
Yeah, just because you tried. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that. So you said so he's your producer, the person you mentioned?
Yeah, he's
Joey
Joey
Sativa.
Sativa. Yeah, he's my engineer. He
So
does
he's
all my mixing and master and shit. Like
a good person to.
He's like a guru. He does all the shit. Like he's an
Yeah.
artist, but he really is invested in like his mixing and mastering, and like me learning quality and the way that you roll out a project and the way that it's supposed to sound in your car versus in your headphones. Like I think you have to have an ear for that shit. Some people throw out quality levels of whatever. They don't know how the fuck that shit's supposed to be mixed. They just think because they got the song on the track, it's good to go. And it's like, nah, some people really want to hear it in the right amount of quality. So I learned a lot of that shit from him. Like, you know, just sending him mixes and saying like, we sit down and have conversations like, what is the mood of this? Like, what do you want people to feel whenever they hear this song? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you want it to be spaced out, airy, like something dark? Like, what is it that you want them to feel when they hear it? And it makes you look at your music different. It's like, damn, what is the emotion behind this track? Like, so he taught me different shit like that. Trey Savage is another guy. He's a producer and an artist too. I love his beats. Like, he's dope with sampling. He always send me his beat packs and just let me shift through the shit. And like, you know, like I said, I work. I don't have like the biggest budget. I'm not like the most popular person, but it's like the people who really love the art of the music, they don't mind fucking with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I love running into people like that who like are really our fans of the art creatively and what they do.
And it's like, you know, as long as you keep working, it's a matter of like waiting your turn. You know what I'm saying?
real.
Like it's with us, if we want to get out there, we just got to wait our turn, keep putting the work, and like, you know, it'll come eventually. So how do you map out like content wise? Because like right now you have the album going on. So like, what would be your next move to be like, all right, how do I keep this ball rolling?
Yeah, I'm an artist at the end of the day. It's like the same shit that we see with our favorite artists on TV. Like, I go in my mind and I say, okay, if I'm gonna drop this album, I want to shoot these singles. Like, and sometimes I'll pick some songs, but then I'll wait and let the album have like couple months just to see what people gravitate to naturally. You know what I'm saying? And if those are the ones, then I'll shoot a video for those and I'll start rolling them out just to keep them entertained while I'm preparing the next batch of shit to drop. So, I mean, that's really my approach to it. I try to do it like the artists I love do it. I try to model my career after theirs. Like, I love the fact that you can prepare for an album and in preparation creatively, however you do it. Like whenever J. Cole did Born Sinner, you remember like there wasn't a lot of videos prior to the album. He just kept dropping those clips with the horns and him in the church. Like, it looked very cinematic. But it's not telling you a lot about the music. It's just getting you intrigued that he's coming with something new.
Right.
So I love doing shit like that.
Kind of giving people, yeah.
I like the way Schoolboy Q was rolling out his shit for a while too. I don't know if you're familiar with Schoolboy Q. Yeah, he was doing like some. I guess T.I. did it too. Like he was doing like those film music videos. Like it's like a short film type shit. Yeah. So those are that's dope.
That's
just
like
to get creative like that.
Every single project that I do, I try to start with like a movie type trailer. You know what I'm saying? Like on my YouTube for the last album that I dropped, like there's a movie preview for each one, kind of like to tell the story creatively, the direction that I was going in. Like this last one is it's like me packing up my bags, going to the Greyhound station, and like basically leaving town. You know what I'm saying? I themed it around Dionne Warwick's San Jose song, and it's basically just a song that's like all the artists who, like all the stars who never were, are parking cars and pumping gas. Like it's a bar in the song, and it's like the people who never tried, the people who never chased their dreams, they won't be anything. You know what I'm saying? But if you leave everything you know, go to Hollywood in a week or two, they might make you a star. It's the possibility of what might happen. But it's a song like about if you don't try. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know the way to San Jose? Because it's like, this is where I'm loved. This is what makes me everything that I am because it's not home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you know the story? I mean, do you know the story of Drake Bell, the guy that did Drake and Josh? I don't know if you guys are familiar. Drake and Josh?
I know the show, but I don't know the story.
Okay, so after he did the show of Drake and Josh, he wanted to become an artist, and he did. He had a little bit of success, but he fell off. Had a lot of controversy, had a couple of DUIs. So he went to university to perform in North Carolina. He got thrown some stuff, just got booed out. He was like, man, I don't know what to do. So what he ended up doing is I don't know how the hell he found it, but he found some way, a crowd in a different state, in a different country, more like it. He right now he's famous over there in Mexico, bro. Selling out shows.
Wow.
And he's made his career. His driver's license is Mexico,
that's
bro.
why I don't be tripping. If I get deported, I'm going to go get
so
a cracking over there.
He was like, bottom line is I never gave up on my dreams. And it's like, in the least
you gotta
moment,
find a way, man.
He found a way.
That's why, in the last episode, we were talking about the cancel culture or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I personally don't give a fuck about the cancel culture because like
It's not real.
I'm gonna find something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like if
you're not gonna get canceled.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna get canceled. What the fuck are you talking about? Like I'm gonna find something to do. Like whether it's cutting hair and fucking talking shit in the barbershop or whatever. Like I feel like the cancel culture is more like for people that I don't know, like want to get. Yeah, I guess I'm not an artist. That's why I don't.
You have to rely on you have to rely on the public perception. That's the only way that they can really stop you. It's the same way you could say, like, if I stop this, I can still go cut hair. I can still go shoot video. You can still survive behind the scenes. Yeah. You don't depend on just the public consumption.
Being famous
that's not the only way that you keep shit going. Yeah. And that's how you keep it rolling. Yeah.
Especially when you get the bag and you start investing your money and making sure you have multiple sources of income, then if you want to cancel me, then I'm going to still find my way.
Residual shit, like we were saying, the passive income. Yeah. Like, that's what it's all about. That money that keeps making it like whenever you sleep. That way, even if you stumble.
One way that that it clicked to me, Dame Dash, he said, you have to find a way to let your artistry breathe. So like that way you don't gotta rush your art. You know what I'm saying? Like so you might have to find something to fund your art. That way you don't gotta rush it.
Yeah.
So to me, that's like, that's genius. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't necessarily have to be making money off this podcast yet. Like. Let's fund it first. It's like our baby. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to, just take care of it, and then eventually it'll make the money. So
exactly, yeah. But I mean, it tells you that because for the Drake scenario,
I mean, Dame Dash put Jay-Z on, so he must be.
It tells you because I would not expect Drake Bell to be like popping in Mexico. So that tells you like there's an audience.
That's good that he was creative. He didn't just say like, fuck
I'm
it,
done.
I guess
I'm done. Yeah. He found his crowd, and it's like Latin
Maybe
America.
Just pop a bunch of perks.
Latin America just fucks with it, you know what I'm saying? So there is a crowd, and if anything, if the music is there, there's gonna be a crowd for it, It's just a matter.
Same shit with real Drake, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever he did the Degrassi shit, like and it didn't.
And see, that's fucked up because Drake Bell was Drake before.
Like he had a TV run for real, so it's like small world. But like with Drake, whenever he was doing that Degrassi shit, it was cool, and then he tried to invest the TV money into doing that. The song with Trey Songz, and he was talking about how he spent the money out of his own pocket and loans that he took out off the TV money to be able to shoot that video, and he was like, I wanted to make it look like I was there with the money that I was making from TV, but it wasn't enough. You know what I mean? So he was like, but I kept grinding, finding people who made beats and networking and making connections.
But you know how crazy it is because that moment when Drake was, collabing with Trey Songz, like Trey Songz was the big artist, but now Drake is Drake. It's crazy how like it just turns.
Well, he has a bar about that shit, like the girl in the car playing the song saying he never be as big as Trey Songz. Boy, was she wrong? Like that's some real shit. It's like you really sat in the car with girls and they told you, it's
imagine
cool,
that girl. She's punching the air right now.
You feel me? Like, and I'm sure that there's hella stories. Like even the artists with the egos who don't even tell the story. I think that. That's the shit that we talking about with honesty. Like, the world needs to hear the stories like that to know that shit is real. It's not overnight.
Exactly.
It's a long, fucked up process. People doubt you. Everybody won't see it for what you're doing. Like, everybody won't embrace that shit. But I think that those are the stories that keep you human. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, anything you go outside and do, they be like, oh, that shit is cool, but it ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
And I think, biggest thing in the world. Man, most artists, they all had to sacrifice and, like let's say we hear these artists like Pooh Shiesty right now, heavy. So right now he's shining. And people are like, oh, he's a one hit wonder, but really we don't know all the bullshit he had to go through to get
there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. So it's just
real
wild.
shit. But and some people like a lot of artists, especially like street guys, that are like men of few words. They take it on the chin and you'll never hear the story. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the life that they accustomed to living. It come with the struggle, it come with the fucked up shit. Like what's the point in telling the sad part for us? Like I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? But I think that to keep I guess for the dreamer in me, like I love hearing stories like that. Whenever Will Smith tells his come up or Steve Harvey like sleeping in a car or like like there was times when I didn't have the money to go do a comedy show and like God made a play for me last minute to have $80 to be able to catch this flight and do this. Like, we need to hear stories like that. It's real people out here grinding, going through shit. Like, Tyler Perry is a billionaire, but he slept in his car writing those plays. Like, it's so many stories that it's like, if you really heard what them people went through just to get to where they at, you would keep going.
Yeah. There's beauty in the struggle. Like, that's facts, because I feel like that's the times where you're going to be the most excited and, like, happy about like your first time doing different things, because like imagine a Diddy or like this imagine what he has to do to get excited. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
like
just...
the man who has done it all, seen it all. Like, what else is there? And I think that those are the people, like, once they get, and I think those are the things that make people like Diddy and like Master P and like Jay-Z to an extent, like such family men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because those are the only things that can bring you joy. It's like, these are my kids. Like, I made all the money. Their life is great. They don't have to want for nothing. It's like, what else? I drove every car. I vacationed everywhere. Like, I lived in all types of houses.
A couple of private
like,
jets. Like, what else?
What else can make me happy other than, like, maybe my kid learning his first words today? I couldn't buy that. That's something that I couldn't pay for. Whenever I come home, my kids are jumping up and down in the living room happy to see me. I couldn't buy that type of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Damn, so I better go get some kids, because if not...
I'm telling you,
I'll be
bro.
all fucking...
At some point, you gotta. It's gotta be something that brings you joy.
I'm gonna be 35, 40 trying to get a rollie and shit.
I think
I feel you.
Man, that's one that's very important. I think it's time too, because like, yeah, you can make money and lose money, but you can get that shit back. What you can't get back is time.
Yeah.
So you gotta like live in the moment, and when you have those like unforgettable moments, like treasure that shit. You know
and
what I'm
like
saying?
for us right now, we're young, so we can like, we have the energy to be able to chase our dreams. Like, there's gonna come a time where even as much as we want to, we're not gonna have the energy.
Exactly,
and that's older. We're gonna be, you know. So right now that we have the energy, is the time to like.
Why you have it to go? Why the juice is in the tank? Like,
exactly,
go to the tank
like
no more.
like
I believe that.
Traveling is one of my things, and I remember we had this conversation in one of the podcasts where he was like, "Nah," because I'm like, I don't want to travel broke, but it's like. Yeah,
well, it's not that I don't want to travel. It's that I don't want to travel and have to come back to bullshit in real life. You know, like
but
I respect it.
Like, I want to be able.
I'm with you. I respect how he feels.
I get it.
Like I'd rather like travel once I'm already like it's set. I got.
Once you got it, you don't gotta think about it. Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
but
I don't want to come back and be like, fuck. Like
but
I missed a week of work and
like, yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like. To me, there's a balance, right? Because I get where he wants to. I want to be in that level too. I mean, we all want to be in that level, but it's like while I'm in my 20s, like I went to this place and damn, it was like I went to Mexico like in December and like it was my first time there. I was like, damn, that shit's unforgettable. So I treasure that. Yeah, I came back broke and I had to fucking hustle, but I mean, I took advantage of time and I was like, man, I need a vacation, so I'm gonna do it.
I'd be pissed in Mexico, like, man, I'm gonna come back and be broke and have to edit all this bullshit. That was motivating,
bro. Like, to me, I was like, I want to go back. But next time I go back, I want to be in a better position. So like,
I think about shit like that. I went to Puerto Rico for my birthday one year.
I'm from there.
Like,
I'm going for my birthday.
I love it. And I ain't never been nobody who just had hella money. So it was just like coming back, and it's a fucked up mentality, but it's like coming back being broke just wasn't the top of the list of my worries, because it's like, shit, I was broke when I left.
You can make money back. You can't make time.
I'm gonna keep working my job when I come back. So I respect it. Like, as far as the financial responsibility aspect, I get what you're saying 1,000%.
But you had a great time. Unforgettable.
The experience. Yeah. Like, I got to smoke weed on the beach in midnight, just sit and look at the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took a fucking van ride up to the top of the mountain and walked through the rainforest. Like, life-changing shit. It's like talking to an old-ass Puerto Rican guy, and he's like, you know, it's power in the waters, in the rainforest. When you walk in it, you'll be young forever. When you go back to the United States,
you feel it. You feel it.
I mean, look at Darwin. Like, he looks like he's fucking 17.
It's like real urban legends and like power and the things that these people say. And I'm not one of those people who just blow it off like it don't mean nothing. It's like, no, it's power and shit.
So
like
yeah, because if it takes me 10 years to pop and be financially free, then like, damn, 10 years it took me to travel to these places I want to go. Nah, like, I want to do it now. And then eventually when I get to that place where I'm financially free, then I can do it on a balling status, I guess.
You can do it like,
but I want to experience the whole like those memories, because it's like,
you don't get it again. Yeah, you don't get that time again.
Yeah, I spent too much money on weed, I guess.
No, and I'm gonna do that too. Like, I flew to Miami one time to do a show. Fucked up, broke then, but it was like, you know, chasing this shit. It's like, I want to rap, and if it's people in the club that are willing to let me come rap, I'm gonna go rap. So it's like, you had to do this this voter thing, like submit your shit, have people vote to get you selected for the open mic night, and they'll come let you perform. And I ended up like winning the shit. So I went out there and did it. Like, we stayed, it wasn't even like a nice ass hotel. Like, we didn't do Miami like you do Miami. It was like me and a couple of my cousins. We were just out there.
Miami on a budget.
Miami on a budget. Like, we made it to the beach, but it's like, we didn't get to cruise down South Beach in a Bentley. Like, we had TGI Fridays, and we went to go put our feet in the sand for like an hour. We didn't do Miami the way that you're supposed to do Miami. So it's like, yeah, I feel what you're saying. Whenever I'm up, I'll double back and do South Beach like I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, but I appreciate that experience of just seeing Miami, being somebody from Enid, Oklahoma that never seen a beach in real life. Like, It's crazy.
Because to me, yeah, I don't want to live with that regret. At least for me, it's not everybody's priority, but for me, it's like, it's one, that I want to do, and I don't want to live with that regret. Like, damn, why didn't I do it younger? Like, I don't want to live with regret. So that's
Are you from Oklahoma City?
No, I was born in Puerto Rico.
Oh, shit, okay. So, then you already well-versed in seeing the world. It's like, if you never, like, some people get so caught up, and y'all got to think about it, like, being here in Oklahoma and these people from these small towns like Guthrie, people who never going to fucking leave, like, Sapulpa or shit like that. It's like, it's people who will be there their whole life. Never even imagine seeing the beaches of Puerto Rico. Never even imagine seeing the beach in Miami. That's not, they cool with wrangling the cows and the horses, and that's going to be life as they know it.
Yeah.
They going to grow older and take their granddad's farm. Like, that's life. And I'm like, I never wanted to mentally be those people to where my surrounding was enough for me. I always wanted to have a desire to see the world.
Exactly. Like, I can make Oklahoma my home, and that's the plan, but shit, I want to buy a house in Puerto Rico.
It's so much out there. I can
just go over there. Like, I want to take a month, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, like, Mexico is one of the goals, too. Like, my go-to places right now is Puerto Rico, Mexico. I want to go back. I want to go to Tulum. I want to explore that place. I want to, man, don't get me started. You know what I'm saying? So
that shit in Puerto Rico is very real. Because, like, whenever I took that van, like, up to the top of the mountain, he was showing us the houses in the mountain, and he was telling us, like, how rent wasn't even that expensive there. He was like, realistically, for $1,000 mortgage, you could have a mansion in the mountains. Like, he was like, Puerto Rico,
so peaceful, that
the value of money
is
is not the same. It's like you come outside and you see the ocean, and you're literally living off the side of a mountain, and this is life every day. Like,
Darwin says that in the hood they don't even pay rent; they just find a house abandoned and go.
Yeah, we didn't pay the water or light for years, not even rent, bro. To be honest, yeah. So we find it however we can, bro. Because, I mean, the government's already fucking us up. So it's like, are we going to get you back? Like, in any way I can. So we did that for years. So, I mean.
That's wild.
But yeah, that's definitely, like, the plan. Like, one of my goals is also to, like, buy a house close to the beach and, man, Airbnb it. And then whenever I want to take a month, boom, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Other than music, what are you into?
Film shit. Like, if you checked out my music videos, you'll know, like, I love cinematography. Like, my favorite movies is like Goodfellas and fucking Belly and Bronx Tale. Like, just the old school gangster films. And it's not even for the shit that everybody loves them for, like the cliche gangster shit. I really love the way that they shot those movies. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like,
Hype Williams shot Belly, right?
Yeah, like
Belly.
Hype Williams, Little X, like people who just change visually what you're seeing, like the way that they lit it, the angles, and the way that they shoot things. Like, it's just, if you truly are a fan of like the art of cinematography, you'll learn to love angles and lighting and crazy shit like that. It's like shit that people don't even pay attention to whenever they watch TV. You don't even care about that shit. But it's like in music, learning the way that shit affects everything that you do, you find an appreciation for the art. So for me, I was always like, realistically, whenever I get some money, I want to do like my own IBA films, like, and have my own channel where I can do my own movies from different genres and shit like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chris Brown directs his own music videos, which is I think Chris Brown is the GOAT. Like,
Chris Brown is amazing.
So he does that too?
A lot of his videos he's directed.
He's directed for other people too. Like, he's like, people like that. Those are the people who are like necessary out here. Like, whenever we talk about like the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, the Chris Browns, the people who didn't just do it and it wasn't for like a moment, we'll still be talking about the shit that they did like 10, 20 years.
But Chris Brown to me is the GOAT because that motherfucker can dance, he can sing,
rap.
It's like, what?
He
can
hoop,
dunk.
He can hoop.
Jay-Z can't dunk.
He does graffiti. You name it, man. He was gonna knock the fuck out of Soulja Boy.
One thing I'm saying is like you. Not anybody can just come back from beating up Rihanna. Like, he came back from that.
But, I think his approach was some shit that, like, the industry never saw before, because he was somebody who embraced the bad boy image. He really did take the Bobby Brown route. Because it's like, once we find out that you're not the boy next door, it's not this picture perfect lifestyle. Because, he was doing that Double Mint commercial and all that shit. Like, Chris Brown was, like, the pop king. He was really, like, on that Justin Bieber fast track to being, like, doing $100 million on an album. Like, he was on his way there. That was the only stain on his resume. Like...
So that right there is what made him is that maybe after when he started doing the whole, he was the blood
and all that shit. Like, he embraced the bad boy image. Like, whenever it was like,
started hanging around with Tyga.
Like, yeah, because
talking about snapbacks and tattoos.
He went everywhere on every show and apologized for a year. And whenever it wasn't connecting, he did what he knew and he started making hits again. And I feel like the same shit we're talking about with the cancel culture. If you keep doing the shit that you was doing prior to, great, they gonna forget it. He kept coming back with hits and Shit, yeah,
Like,
he
hey,
beat her up.
even
I like
though-
this song. Shit, like the world works like that.
Even though he beat her up, this is still.
This song
Real,
is that
you
shit.
know,
Like the world, they'll forget real
You got
quick.
it, girl. Like shit. Like you got it, girl. Like
Man, we see so much. The same shit that we said with Kevin Hart. The same shit we were saying. Like, yeah, they hated you in the moment. If you come back and you still being consistently good at what you've been doing, they gonna take you back. Like,
don't wait
all
to
that
that
shit
artist to
you did.
be gone to be like, damn, man, we should appreciate him more, or, you know, or her. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't wait to that moment because it's
Look at the shit with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson went down, ironically, went down for the shit with being a pedophile. But whenever Michael Jackson died, he was still iconic Michael Jackson. The world still it's like they forgot about all of that shit. And y'all crucified him for all of those things. You know what I'm
when
saying?
he died, it's like, oh,
Sales went through the roof. Y'all loved Michael so much. And it was like, oh, he had such a hard time. We don't believe these people, this, and that. And it's like, damn, you really look at shit and be like, that's the world we live in, and it's fucked up. Like,
yep, they're quick with it just to bring somebody down. And it's like people can't see somebody winning because they just want to find a way. Like they just want to find a way.
They want to find a
Fake
reason to
news,
hate you. Like,
yeah.
When I think Drake had the realest bar when these days if they don't got a reason, they'll make one.
Exactly.
They'll create a reason to hate you. Anything like it.
Man, Drake got a bar for everything.
No,
man.
he really, and that's what makes Drake one of the biggest artists out right now. Is the shit we was talking about earlier is relatability. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way you could tell me that you heard one of my tracks and was like, it remind me of this. It's like with Drake, he was the first artist to come out and be like, no, I'm really loving, investing, and I'm gonna be a simp for women, and that's who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be sitting up here acting like it's cool to bash and do. It's like, no, I really be in love with
he
these
did
bitches.
start
Like,
the whole
that's who I
simping,
am.
huh?
He did it very well, and it's like whenever you do it that skilled and the music is hitting like that, and it's not no corny shit for real, like. You gonna win. And everybody
Drake,
like,
I found what happened. Drake started simping, so all these motherfuckers got heartbroken. So they
Yeah.
started listening to Juice WRLD in them.
it was the sad boy era. Yeah, the sad boy era took over.
I feel like when
what
Drake was
happened.
dropping
Drake
his
is the one
shit-
that started all this
Yeah,
fuckery.
but when Drake was dropping his shit, we were the tough ones. Like, damn, I felt that.
Damn, we decoded.
But we still tough.
We just decoded some shit right now.
But
Real
like
shit.
now, it's like they listen to some Juice WRLD and like, where's the knife? Like
Juice WRLD didn't even try to do it in a cool way. He was really like, no, I'm sad. I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
But it was the SoundCloud generation. But I don't even give it all to Juice. I give it to whenever Uzi took off. Because it's like, if y'all really sit back and look at it, like, Uzi is all these guys' father. Like, Uzi was the first one to come
But
with
that's
the
new
rock
wave.
star, dread, colorful
Exactly.
dreads, piercings
Your
in
little
his face.
Jotties
Like,
too, like
he
weird. Like these
Uzi was the first one to pop with that wild shit. Like Uzi took it the farthest, and then they all came right behind him. Same shit that we said with Chief Keef. Whenever the rest of the drill sound and that gangster shit went crazy, Chief Keef was the one that popped that off. Like Uzi was
started
the
Did
that.
you
first
guys
rock star
ever
we
watch
saw.
that interview with Chop from the guy that was producing for
Chief Keef?
Chief
Yeah.
Keef? They asked him what he thought about the drill movement. He said, this was years ago. I don't know why people haven't replayed this, but he said, Lil Durk is going to be way bigger than Chief Keef. This was like 6-7 years ago.
But he said it about Reese too, though. He did earlier. He said that shit too. Like
But
he called them.
was Reese bigger than Chief Keef?
I didn't see Reese being one of those ones.
He called it on Durk though. I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Durk,
The other
he
day I
was
was
spot
thinking
on.
about it. Like Chop said this shit said like 7 years ago.
And you
Yeah.
know it sounded crazy then, because like Durk, he really just had that one hit, and it didn't look like it was really going to just skyrocket. And then whenever Durk just kept being consistent, the same shit we've been saying this whole
Yeah.
year, he just not giving up. Durk never let up. Like he
Right.
kept putting out shit.
Exactly.
People
And then
kept
he had that
gravitating
moment
to
with
it.
Drake, too,
When
that
Drake
boom.
shit hit.
Well,
that
that
his
was
superstar moment.
recent though. The Drake thing, like Lil Durk, the first one I heard, the "This Ain't What You Want."
But that's when I tapped in, bro.
But
like
yeah,
that's
that
when
was
That's
his,
what I'm
that was
saying.
his
That was
introduction.
years ago,
But the
so
shit
it's-
that put him into the superstar status
Like,
was the
yeah.
shit with Drake. That was the
Well,
first play that kind of like put him up there.
I think the first place was the whole date when he was dating. Was he dating
Dej
Dej Loaf?
Loaf. It was some publicity shit, but Dej
okay.
Loaf wasn't even all the way there yet.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is about the Drake stimulus package being like it'll get you out of here.
and you gotta capitalize because like if you look at certain artists like your Block Boy JB, like he
Oh,
still
you
push shit, but it was like
You gotta have the mob ties.
you gotta like put
You
shit
gotta keep
out
putting hits
constant.
out.
Yeah,
the hits gotta keep
the
coming.
Tuesday guy. I mean,
McConan, you had that one. It worked
That's
for the
it.
Migos because the Migos kept putting hits out after the Drake
and
song.
Lil Baby,
like Lil Baby for sure. Like
that song with Lil Baby, like I'm like, which verse is harder? Because like Drake's verse is hard as fuck, but Lil Baby, like damn,
Flow.
bro. Yeah,
That's
like
what you gotta look at.
it's
with
a
flow.
few people who I think
Yeah.
have done that. It's like once you stand next to them, it's like a surefire thing. Gucci Mane was one of those guys for a long time. Like as far as Atlanta culture went, anybody who was popping had a mixtape with Gucci. Like Gucci was having a run, dropping like 100 mixtapes a year. It wasn't crazy for him to link with an underground artist and put out a whole tape. Like
Yeah.
if you was just outside working, he gonna embrace you. Like
That boy was tweaking too, so he was.
he was for sure. Like That's the shit that whenever Chris Brown dropped that album and it had like 32 songs on there, I was like, I don't know. I know cocaine when I see it. I made albums like that's crazy.
That is, that to me. Yeah.
Rest in peace to Mac Miller, man.
Yeah, for sure. You need to charge that, bro? Is it charging it? Okay, bet. But yeah, I mean, the hip hop culture and everything, bro. It's like it's crazy. Like it's crazy.
Can you hit us with a little acapella?
Damn. Okay.
Preferably like to switch it up. Like if you got like some like more like tone, like singing, or you know what I'm saying.
Oh, you wanted me to sing some shit?
Something different because we got freestyles like.
Darwin said we're tired of these rap niggas.
Damn, I'm trying to think of like, okay, sing something.
Man, good call because I forgot about it. I was like, we gonna do something different, but I'm so into this conversation that.
Shit. 2 shots in with all my bad decisions. I can't win, it's always something different. Is there someone you forgot to mention? You not hers, but you gon' tell it different. You've got plenty girls, so many girls, you love them all. Wanna get a world, you the king of secrets, you don't kiss and tell, who jealous?
Damn.
I knew from the first time you're too zealous. Hey. Yeah.
Damn.
Won't waste time on all our history. We too bad at being enemies. I know better, you're no good for me. But what you do, it be so heavenly. Devil a lie, you always tell me you love me a lie. I'ma forget when you grip on my thighs. I'm not these bitches, I be way too fly. I cannot chase you, I be way too high. You see me grinding it just to get by. Knew what it was when you dealing with I was looking for real and you wasn't that guy. When I'm lonely, you know that I'm lonely. You know that I'm lonely.
Damn, that
Half
was
court exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
I hope it wasn't no bid. I was not on point. So yeah.
There it is. My bad. We're still trying. That's the wrong one again. Goddamn it. But that was impressive. Like it hit different in the headphones. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
And
I was OD nervous. I hope it's hit. I can't wait to see it back.
Man, like it had a little bit of everything, like smooth and then like
that's that exclusive stuff right there.
Man. So what we expect next? You say you got a couple of albums.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If you had to go back 5 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
Don't give up. Because it was a time like whenever I was in college and trying to figure it out. Like, and I guess it's a God thing. It wasn't no coincidence me sitting here with y'all today and having a conversation about being consistent and keeping going, like regardless of what the fuck is going on. Like, if I would have told myself that 5 years ago, I think I would have been in like a way farther ahead because it was like I was really in a space where I was discouraged. Like coming out of college, working a 9 to 5 and being like, you know, as I guess like whenever you get grown for real, like life starts to set in. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where most people just set in and like, you know, I'm just going to grind it out till it's time to retire and just see what it becomes. I never wanted that life for myself, but I put music on the back burner trying to live this realistic lifestyle according to what society tells you you're supposed to do. You go to college, you get a good job. You stay there until you retire and you buy a home and try to, you know, build a family. That's what you do. But
that's what
I feel like you can still sort of kind of do that, but you should always still like keep your dreams, you know, like. For
sure. Like if that's not, like some people, they go to school and there's certain shit that, you kind of have to lock in for. If you want to be an attorney, you want to be a doctor,
exactly.
Like you settle in. That's what you went to school for. But it's like, if you know that that's not your path in life, like I'm not a person who pushes college on anybody because it's like looking back, I'm like, damn. If I knew then what I knew now, I never would even went. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I wouldn't even bother.
I wouldn't even bother.
I knew that my calling was music, like since I was a very young child. So it's like I got myself in debt, got fucked up financially,
and that's like, what they want. That's what they want. That's exactly.
Man,
what they
got
want.
blessed. I watched this documentary. Pay attention, babies, because this one's a crucial one. It's called the college conspiracy.
Yeah.
So basically, it tells you like how people just go in debt, and it's like a bunch of stories of people that have gone in debt.
Yeah.
So I saw that like my junior year in high school. So I was like, nah, fuck that.
No, smart, like ahead of the curve.
It's
I'm going to barber college. Fuck
like,
that.
They say like, why don't teach you credit scores and all that jazz? But it's because they don't want you to know, and they want you to keep you in debt. And then another thing is like learning, for example, like carpentry or like plumbing. I feel like those jobs are like for
more valuable
for broke motherfuckers like us. Like we don't have tuition money, you know. So like one of those it's doable,
and you can make money.
You can come up with 10 racks to go pay for welding school or barber school or whatever, you know. But
be an electrician or some shit, like, and it's long money in that, but like they don't pitch that to you in life. It's like it's so much value in having a trade. Like you go to OCCC, you can go to like fucking Votech and get in one of those little 6 to 8 week classes, and you be amazed with how much money you can make with just, you know, very little effort. You didn't have to spend half the money that these kids spent going to college for 4 years. Like, you literally just went to trade school and picked that shit up, got your certificate. Now you out here your own contractor. You getting all the money. You don't have to split that shit with nobody. You got your truck and all your tools. Get out here and do your shit. Like,
oh, that's why they mad, huh?
Yeah,
like it's crazy. Like imagine like graduating from high school, you get out, you automatically like, I need a car, reliable car, because now I'm gonna go to college. So now you get in debt with the car. You go to college, you get in debt for that, and then down the road, as you graduate from college, you have this debt that you have to pay off, and then on top of that, now you got to get a house.
Yeah.
So now you get like it's constant.
It's the American dream, which I understand.
Don't let life happen in the process. Throw some kids in the mix.
And the
or
kids,
any type of shit.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
anything can happen between college and graduation. It's like just life in general.
It's like a rat race and shit. Yeah.
Like, wow, shit.
That's why, following your dreams is definitely like, fuck, it's more joyful. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if I were to die today, knock on wood, that doesn't happen.
Like, if I'm gonna be tired, I'd rather be tired from like
doing some shit you love. It goes back to the same shit that we said whenever you was talking about the stuff with traveling. It's like, I would rather go through the struggle and all of this shit and be happy and doing what I love and have these experiences, like, and be able to learn so much and develop within it. Cause it's like, I don't know what path this shit gonna take me on, but it's like I said, it's all a God thing, and I believe in walking in what I'm called to do. I don't always understand every single step, but I'm always obedient. Like, I'm very spiritual. Like, whatever God asks me to do, I'm obedient. Even when I don't get it, even when I don't know what the outcome is gonna be, I do what I'm told because I feel like that's gonna lead me to something greater every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah, take all them trips and travel. Like, even if you broke, like, it's so much of the world out here that people don't never even get to see.
And some of them
I would
can be
rather
like
have seen it with no money than
eye
not seen
opening
it at all.
Like, yeah. So yeah, that's
people
important.
Get cancer and die every day and don't get
We
to
can die
experience
tomorrow.
shit.
Like,
it's
you know, like
live life.
Like I'll be like, damn, at least I did what I wanted to. I didn't follow a system. Like, I'll be happy. Like, cause I tried, you know what I'm saying? Like I did something, you know. So you would say never quit your dreams. That's your advice going back 5 years?
Going back 5 years, like even further, I guess, at any point in my life, that would have been my thing. You know what I'm saying? Just stay consistent. Like, don't give up. Don't lose faith in the shit that you're doing. Even whenever it feels like nobody's paying attention or nobody gonna see this shit. Like, it's truly your calling and you love what you do, and that's what God put you on this earth to do. Like, stay true to that shit. Like, don't get caught up in what society say you're supposed to do. Like, get a 9 to 5 and settle in and work as hard as you can and see what you can make from that. If you know that that's not for you, don't follow that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of where that leads you or how much struggle you got to go through, if you know that that's not for you, fuck what society say. Do what you got to do for you.
Amen to that.
So you seem like a pretty intuition, spiritual person. How were you able to tap into that?
I think like a lot of fucked up shit happened in my life, and I think with my spiritual walk, I wasn't a person who like learned everything about God through like church. Mine is more of a spiritual over religious. It's like I had to live and experience some shit, and then like once you broken all the way down and there's nothing that you can call on other than God, like you learn a new understanding for there's something bigger than me going on here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something's keeping me, something's guiding me for some reason, and it's like once you tap into that, like whenever you was talking about reading the 12 laws of spiritual success,
12 laws of life.
I'm reading the 7 laws of spiritual success, and like I read a lot of books like that too, and it's like you really get the understanding that there's so much more bigger going on, like
complexity.
Like, yeah, some people don't even like go that deep in life.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you, because there's a lot of people that don't even get to a point to reach that. I'm gonna follow my intuition. Like some people don't know what the fuck their intuition is. You know, like
the people lead life lost for a long time.
My best advice is just try shit, because in that process of you trying different shit, you might fall in love with something that you're like, damn, I didn't know I would like this. That's
I think with purpose, it's like whatever your innate ability is to do something like that people bypass every day. It might be somebody who like, yeah, maybe you didn't make the best grades in school, but you got an amazing gift for numbers and math, and it's like you weren't always like a fucking honor roll student, but it's like something in this lane that you do effortlessly, like, and you do it better than everybody else. It's something in that's your calling. You just gotta, like you said, try different shit to find out how you apply that in your life and where that shit takes you. Like, you know, maybe I can draw extremely well, but I wasn't that great in school. You could find a lane in architect. Like, you never even thought about no shit like that, and now you're a multimillionaire because you draw buildings extremely well, and you never thought about that shit. Like, that's your gift. And
so
you didn't even know.
with you, Was music off top like something that was your gift and you capitalized on it, or was it something you liked and then developed?
No, I'm not one of those artists to where it's like I picked it up, fumbled my way into it. It's like from very young, like long before I actually started creating music, I knew that my love for music was different. I think the minute that I fell in love was the first time that I saw Whitney Houston's "I'm Every Woman" video, and it was like in the beginning, her and Aretha Franklin are doing like these crazy harmonies, and I had never heard anything like that in my life. And this was like the time whenever those the little jukebox you could carry with the microphone on it as a kid.
Yeah.
Like my mom had bought me one, and I would like be pressing record on the tape and sing those harmonies at the beginning like all the time. And my mom was like, "Oh, you decent girl, you better keep like." So it was just little shit like that. And like my granny, when my mom went to jail, my granny would just try to put me in church choirs, but I was a problem child. I couldn't be caught up in church because like I was gonna get kicked out all the time. Like that shit was just not for me. Like so, but she kept like embracing my gift and trying to just push me to develop that shit. Like, nah, you could really sing. Like, keep at that.
You said your mom?
My mom went to jail when I was a kid. I was raised by my grandma.
Okay.
So yeah, like my granny was just always on some keep
the
singing.
power
girl,
of that
gifted.
right there, like her telling you like you're decent, you're good. You know, that's awesome. I feel like parents need to do that more because like. I read it's called the 4 Agreements.
If you're good at it, right? Because sometimes you feel like
no, I feel like you should still like even if like your kid is playing the instrument and he's whack at it, it'd be like, well, let's take you to get some classes or something. You know,
see, maybe you can
don't just be like, shut the fuck up, you're whack. You know,
yeah.
If they actually like interested in it, like if your kid takes like a natural gravitation to that shit, I think you should help them groom that talent and like blossom it. Like outside of the film shit that I want to do. Deep down inside, like once life presents me the opportunity to do that, I really want to open up a school of the arts in like areas like this where these kids don't have access to shit. Like
we're gonna have to collab, KO.
Hey, let's do like real shit because it's like it's so many like, and we minorities too. It's so many people in our community who are extremely talented but don't have access to resources for that shit. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like you might know kids who are like amazing gymnasts. You might have a little cousin and be like, damn, she could really be a world class Olympian.
I have an idea. So if there's people out there that have the bag that want to fund it,
hell yeah,
like a Boys and Girls Club, but for
that type of shit,
for technology shit. So like it'll be a big warehouse where you walk in and it's like the Boys and Girls Club, but you have like a place where like they can create their podcast,
they can all of that shit.
Yeah,
I'm for shit like that because it's like. You never know who the fuck these kids could be if they really had access to have, not to sound like fucked up or racial, but it's like if they had the same access to that kid, to the shit that those white kids have. You know what I'm saying? Like the same shit that we telling the story about graduating high school and going to college. We already thinking about getting into debt. There's white kids who graduate high school every day and debt ain't even crossed their mind. You've been driving a BMW since you was 16. That's not your life. It's like there's a trust fund for you to go to college. You're not even tripping about going to college. Even if you fuck up, the bill is paid. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not realistic in our communities. So it's like, nah, they need access to scholarships and schools that can get them like to Olympic status if you a great gymnast, if you an actress or an actor, like let's develop those skills. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trade shit. Like you said, if you want to be a barber, maybe you can't afford to go to the school. We could bring you in on some shit like that, like music, production, instruments, like all type of shit that these kids can do. Like
you said, there's so much talent out there. There's just not a lot of resources. So it's like if we can find a way to do that, that's one of my goals, you know, within the next 10 years, if it takes me 10 years, you know, to have something like that in the community.
Yeah, like, AV, if you had a son and it was like, you know, my son is like really into space and moon rocks and all this shit, he want to go to NASA camp. NASA camp, $5,000, and you sitting here like, shit, we got to pay a mortgage and car payments. That's a figment of his imagination. It sounds great, and we want to try to figure it out, but it's like, shit, we got bills. You need programs in place for kids like that. Like, if that's something that they great at, that they knowledgeable about.
Gotta embrace it.
Amazing fucking astronauts. They just don't have the access to the resources. Like,
yeah, I agree. You know, hopefully we can make this happen, you know.
Hell yeah.
Keep grinding, get the bag, and shit, we're gonna make something happen, you know.
Hell yeah.
So before we close this out, we've been here for an hour and 44 minutes. It's been one hell of a interview. What are some of the next projects? You talked about the album, but what are some of the projects and where can people find you?
By the time this comes out, I'll probably already have made the announcement, so it'll be a Half Court Podcast exclusive. My next project, international, not local, is going to drop 420. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that's themed around different genres of music, some reggae shit, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff with Spanish guitars.
So don't y'all smoke no bullshit to it. Go buy some good weed to it.
Yeah, for sure, get high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm also having a a weed infused lunch that we're gonna have, or dinner. I'm sorry, a 420 dinner. It's called the Weed and Wine Down, and I want to do like a live performance, a live set from the album. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of get people high and introduce you to different walks of life, different sounds that you might not have heard on the regular. You might hear it when you high and be like, hey, that's kind of cool. I like that shit. So I wanted to try some shit like that with the music that I was experimental with. It's like I wanted it to be on brand. Like I like food, I like weed, and I like good music. So put all
Combine
that shit together. Yeah,
so that's what's up.
We're gonna have to tap in. We have a new segment called "Hitting the Streets with Half Court." So.
Yeah,
hell yeah, y'all more than welcome, man.
We go out and just get the people that are doing stuff, you know. So where can they find you on all your social media platforms?
I'm on everything at She Is KO. No dots, no spaces, no crazy spellings. Just everything at She Is KO. I'm on YouTube. I'm on everything, man. Anywhere that you could tap in. My artist name is KO, and it's hard to find my music sometimes because it's 1,000 KOs. So if you go to my IG, it's a link that'll take you right to my artist Apple page, my artist Spotify page, whatever you stream on. It's a way to find it. I try to do my my project titles, name them uniquely so you can find them easy. Like you're not gonna have 1,000 projects titled "Illest Bitch Alive" or "Gentlemen Prefer Blondes" or "In the Meantime." Like you're gonna be able to find the ones that know it's me, the girl with the blonde hair, bald headed. You gonna know every time. So.
Hell yeah. Anything else, brother?
Man, I think it was a good one.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you guys very much for stopping by, for reaching out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, in the meantime,
available on all streaming platforms. Shout out to my manager X for doing his job at all times. If you have Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, whatever you stream on, go tap in the meantime out now. I got a few videos coming. Like I said, I'm on everything as She Is KO. But yeah, go tap into the music.
So before we close this out, and I forgot, how did you guys link up? Like, and how long did it take for you to be like, I need a manager?
Shit. That's a great question.
Because that's a good,
they don't ask that enough. That's a great question.
Shout out to him because with the scheduling, it'd be like, bro, I feel like an asshole. I'd be like,
for real, it's not like that we want to reschedule, but it's like we got a lot of shit going on, and it's like, we definitely want to have you guys.
Like, I drive a bucket, bro. If I crash this motherfucker, I ain't gonna make it to work.
No, actually, shout out to my manager Xavier Martin. X actually reached out to me. I had been out here grinding for probably had been going on 3 years and some change, and I was doing everything by myself and on my own, and he was one of the first guys who legitimately reached out and wanted to sit down and have a realistic conversation. You know what I'm saying? I see you and I believe in what you're doing, and I want to help you get to where you're going. And it wasn't just on some money grab type shit. He really sat with my catalog. That's what sold me on him. Is that he really was invested into my music. You know what I'm saying? He listened to all of my albums and could hear the progression, and he could quote lyrics and things that he heard. It was nah, this would make me compare you to this artist, or you remind me of Lauryn Hill here, or just great artists who I was influenced by. He could see my vision. Before we even got in depth in our relationship, he could see where I was trying to take it. You know what I'm saying? So
he saw the vision.
And I think that plays the biggest part in it. You see it without me having even explained it to you.
And you didn't know him.
I did not know him from a can of paint.
Man, it's wild how that happens.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that shit happens for a reason.
With Darwin, I hadn't talked to this fool in years, 3-4 years.
You would barely be tapped in and shit, yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he hit me up. He was like, bro, I got all this equipment, this and that. And then we ended up making shit happen. But out of all my homies that I grew up with, it's none of these motherfuckers got with the shit. So it's a random ass dude from Puerto Rico came in. That's crazy.
But it's like I said, no coincidence. It's
crazy.
A God thing. It's look at this setup that I've been as far as promotion goes and trying to go out here and network, I've done so many podcasts and interviews over the last year and a half. Quality wise, you guys have an amazing setup here. Just coming in the way that visually, even the way that you see it online, it's it's very professional. So for some people trying to find their way with the shit, it's great quality. And it's the same shit y'all was telling me, the quality shit gonna stand out every time. If I saw y'all shit and wasn't even familiar with the podcast, I would want to stop and see it off of the strength of the way that y'all have it set up. It looks interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, I think that shit is fire. But no, I mean, but yeah, with X, he, like I said, he saw the vision. You know what I'm saying? We linked up. We had a conversation. He was just real in tune with everything that I was trying to do. He had a lot of respect for what I had already done. You know what I'm saying? And he's just a great manager. He does a great job. Anywhere we go, I'm like a sales point for him. Even if I'm not in the room, he gonna talk me up. He gonna find a way to introduce me into the conversation and make people put respect on my name. And I'm one of those artists to where it's I don't want to force it on you. You know what I'm saying? So I need a buffer like him sometimes, to where it's maybe my pride won't let me tell you that I rap and I do this, and that, and I think that it's amazing. I need a guy like him to say, hey, this is cool. You should pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Because as an artist, I think it's not your job to your job is to perform and do what you do. You know, yeah.
But I mean, even the part is finding a manager. I didn't realize how much shit I was doing on my own until he showed up to take some of that like off of the plate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I was really doing a whole lot of shit by myself. But it's like, once you get to a point of consistently doing it, and it's at this level, even if people look at it and it's small, like I see it as, sometimes I get caught up in like being stuck at the local level, but even at this level, it's still a big deal to me because like I said, I'm amazed at what I've done with so little.
And you gotta look at the quality that she's putting out. Like, yes, you might have just a couple thousand views, but the quality of the audio, the quality of the videos is like that. Nobody can take that away from you. The amount of time you gotta put into it, like, is like. Yeah, it's crazy. So
I mean, so linking with him and for him to like see it and understand what I was trying to do, it was just a no brainer. Like I said, I go with, y'all know, like I said before, I'm spiritual. Like however God moved my heart, like whether it go good, bad, and different, whatever it be at the end of the day with me and X, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be moving with him right now. That's what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And we locked in. And we go through the motions with this shit, but we on the same page, and our goal is the same at the end of the day. And he's great at his job, so I'm always happy to have him. So shout outs to my man.
Yeah, and it's one of those where it's like if you guys have the patience to drive and y'all keep pushing, I mean, when the boom happens, shit, y'all gonna be flying.
He'll like
y'all gonna get this bag because it's what we were talking about, like an artist. When the artist hits, like everybody eats.
And the crazy thing with you
out of the artist, you know,
that you are like, not to throw shade on rappers and shit, but you're more than a rapper, like.
Thank you.
Like, I would pay you to come perform at my party. You know what I'm saying? Like, your talent, like, you can have a band and you're playing with the band. So it's like, that's
versatility. Yeah.
Like, that's what I go for, too. Like, I always tell myself, I don't get caught up in the local shit, hence the international, not local, because it's like, I don't compete with the people, the girl across the street or the guy up the block. It's like, I'm competing with Drake and Beyonce and the people who's like, I'm looking at this up there. It's like, I got to compete with that. I don't think that you thinking high enough if you only thinking with the shit that you can reach out and touch. It's like, same shit I told you. It's like, if MTV tap in and see you, it's because your quality level was that to go with MTV. It's not because you just some bullshit podcaster and you don't know how to have a conversation with people. It's like, you great at your job. Whenever they see the level of quality, you'll fit in that environment. They won't even have to work for it. You just y'all are great conversationalists. Y'all could go on the other side. And everything, like, even in the music shit, like we said, it's so oversaturated. Everything can't compete at that level.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think it makes a difference in your skill level. So, shit.
It's like, and it goes back to that. Like, there's a lot of artists. There's probably a lot of podcasters and stuff. It's more of like quality, consistency, and how bad do you want it? Because at the end of the day, it's like these artists might start, but when they see like, damn, all the stuff that they have to put, the energy, money, all that shit, they're going to be like, I don't know about that.
See, and that's where they want to find a manager because you want the right to be lazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if this motherfucker going to do all the work and this all I got to do, that's the easy route to do it. But it's like if both of y'all are consistently working as hard in two different lanes and y'all pushing the same thing, y'all going to get even farther. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the shit that works with X. Like I said, even if I'm not around, he's pushing the brand. You know what I'm saying? He going to embrace that shit and rep it like it's his. And it's like, that's what I need. To strengthen the numbers of people who believe in what I'm doing is, even when I'm not around, is that your mindset is the same as mine. We trying to get to the same place. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like our efforts is going to be rewarded at the end of the day for that. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Shout out to the managers because
Shout out to the managers, man.
Yeah. Basically,
I didn't even know they whole road, so I got here. So, yeah.
Dougie, one of the homies, he explained it. He said, he's no Hezo's manager.
Yeah.
And he said, I wasn't going to make no money until this motherfucker makes some money. So he's like, right now, that's my job to try to get him paid. He's like, I don't even care if I get paid, you know, because
in order for me to make money, I need to my artist needs to make money.
Yeah. So I'm like, we need more Dougies in the world.
It's a lot of sweat equity. Like, X show up in everything that I cannot do, like, as a physical being. This shit that we sitting here doing now, I'm going to sit here and do the interview. I can't get the background shit. You know, I can't play every single facet of the roles that I need for the shit that I need. But X gonna put them shoes on. Oh shit! You need somebody to run to the store. I got whatever you need. Like in the whatever's gonna keep the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't complaining, like trying to be no egotistical maniac, trying to think that he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
I did this for you and
that's
shit.
My artist. That's my artist right there.
He's not that kind of guy. It's some shit that I be thinking sometimes he gonna show up and be the face, but it's like he make me be the face of it every time. It's like if we show up, it might be people I don't know that I don't necessarily want to talk to, but he puts me in the environment I need to be in. Whatever that's gonna be, good, bad, and different, I'm where I'm supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm taking care of business. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm with the movement. I can't wait to see
teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Exactly. So yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. You know, giving us one hell of an interview. We're gonna stay tapped in. You know, have you guys back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have KO, Xavier in the background. Where can they find? Is it did I say it
Xavier
right?
Martin 405.
Yeah. Okay. Where can they find you on social media? All right. If you want to reach out, booking, all that good jazz. And the album is out in the meantime,
Yeah,
right? I got it right?
You got it right.
Bet. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Thank y'all.
Peace.